Card Friday Eve. Bar Card Friday, of course, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. If you're looking to get your bar set up, maybe you're looking to add a kegerator to the lineup, head on over to Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Meanwhile, Fletch and myself, TD, holding things down while Rich away on vacation. Now, Rich, who has been very, very quiet on our text line between the three of us here, Fletch, hasn't been a whole lot of activity from Rich, which we don't expect. I mean, you're hanging out with the family.
I promise you, when I have my week off coming up, I'm not talking to you guys once.
We will inundate you, though, with photos.
That's fine.
With memes.
That's fine. GIFs.
Dirty talk. GIFs. Yeah, there will be a lot that happens. So, anyway.
Speaking of, have you seen the glitch in the college football 25 game?
No.
The Colorado mascot has some unfortunate tail action.
What? Why? Why is the tail that direction?
I think that it's a physics-based game, right? So when the mascot reaches back, sometimes the tail gets caught in his arms. And so it'll come forward, and then the tail
looks like he's very excited to be at the game.
Okay, sorry, Rich.
So Rich away. We don't have a whole lot of communication. We're not bugging him. We've left the text thread with the three of us to just text between the two of us so we don't bug him, except for once in a while.
Right. Important things happen.
Right. But then yesterday, apparently he was out moonlighting, cheating on us, which I did not know about. I come in this morning and you said, "Did you hear Rich last night?" Did I hear him? What? What was Rich doing last night, Fletch?
Rich was hosting late nights on Fox Sports Radio with Jason Smith, who is Mike Harmon's best friend, not Rich Orenberger's best friend. But, Rich Orenberger was on San Diego Sports 760 last night, late night.
What time was this?
This would have been like 9 p.m., I believe they start.
Okay, so is that midnight where he's at?
Yeah,
because
it's a 4-hour show also.
So he went midnight to 4 a.m. He was out all night with another man.
Didn't even leave a note.
Didn't even say a word. Just snuck out and then went out gallivanting with another guy all night long.
Don't like it.
Listen, I'm hurt. I am hurt. I almost want to call him right now. Give him a wake-up call.
He needs it. You got to pay the piper.
Yeah, you better start. You got some splaining to do, buddy. You got some splaining to do. Now, are we sure this was not pre-recorded and then just aired that night?
No, it was live. That show was live.
Oh, God. Is it because they were talking about things happening on Netflix that we have to be watching?
No, they were talking about NFL. They were laughing, Rich.
Laughing.
Lots of laughter. And always the emotional cheating hurts worse than the physical cheating.
Really
I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But the laughter is what really just sneaks its way into the cockles of my heart, TD.
Yeah.
And tears at them and makes them beat a little faster. So, you know what? Out there today, if you normally interact with the text line or you normally interact with the talkback mic, why don't you just
text Rich directly?
No, just head on over to social media at Orenberger on X or formerly known as Twitter. Just send him a message and don't say anything hurtful. Just say #disappointed.
Wow. That's a good idea.
#disappointed.
That is a good idea. Listen, we are currently in the All-Star break. Guess that technically ends tomorrow, right?
Yeah, today's the last day of zero baseball.
Right. So the Padres back in action tomorrow out in Cleveland, taking on the Guardians. I believe it's Waldron on the mound. 4:10 start time out there in Cleveland.
Guardians pretty good.
Guardians have the second best record, tied for the second best record in Major League Baseball.
They have the best record in the American. Guardians pretty good.
Guardians are good.
Lots of former Padres on the Guardians.
Man, the Padres have a big road stretch right now too.
9 in a row because of Comic-Con.
Because of Comic-Con, you got to stay out while Comic-Con's happening. Everybody knows that. Are you going to go down to Comic-Con?
No, God no.
So I've been the past few years. I think I'm going to skip it this year.
I love the idea of Comic-Con, and I love the fact that it's in San Diego.
Same.
I get like anxiety when I'm around that many people.
It gets a little claustrophobic.
And they don't look like humans. You know what I mean? Like you got Jedis walking around.
So I do think heading downtown and just kind of watching the wildlife
for sure
is kind of fun.
Dude, I could go sit at Bub's in the Gas Lamp, which is like a few blocks away from the convention center, and just people watch from their little patio. I'd be stoked. I'd be happy to do that.
And for whatever reason, Comic-Con rolls around and the ladies go, you know what? I should dress up like it's Halloween as a sexy Pokemon.
You know what? Stormtroopers, they don't need all that armor. How about a sexy Stormtrooper?
Yeah, there should be midriff showing on Stormtroopers, of course. And so, listen, it works. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And it makes me more of a Star Wars fan.
You broadcasted live at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
A couple times? Once?
A couple times. The first time was with News Radio 600 Kogo's Jack Cronin.
One of my favorite people on this planet. I would cheat on you with Jack Cronin.
Yeah, I would do the same.
I have cheated on you with Jack Cronin.
You have. That is correct.
And I was okay with it the whole time.
Actually, I have too, several times. Several times. Non-sports related, though. Non-sports related. But this time with Jack Cronin, we were broadcasting from the Omni Hotel during Comic-Con. And our setup time was 2:00, whatever time it was. We're going on the air at 3. So I show up about 1:30, 1:45. I'm getting things together. And Jack Cronin comes walking in full Jedi garb. He's got the cloak. He's got a lightsaber. He looks like young Obi-Wan Kenobi. Jack Cronin, Kogo News.
So he was blue lightsaber. He wasn't red.
He was green lightsaber. Yeah, which I believe it was green, which I signified that he was a master Jedi, of course. Blue Jedi, you're a young Padawan. You're learning.
Now, I do wonder if the cast of Cobra Kai, also a lot of the cast of the original Karate Kid,
that is correct,
will be at Comic-Con this year.
It seems like that's a good.
I bet you they probably will.
I bet you there's somebody at Comic-Con. Yeah.
So breaking news this morning to me and now to you as well, TD, and a show that we both really enjoy and have seen every episode of, Cobra Kai makes its return tonight.
Yes. I had no idea. Again, walk in this morning, I find out Rich cheats on us. And now I find Cobra Kai comes out today on Netflix. I am so in on this. Also, I kind of want to work at this high school where kids just fight each other all the time.
There are dramatic fights. It's like High School Musical, except instead of singing, it's karate.
Fights. People thrown off of balconies. I mean, there's kids getting sent to the hospital for broken backs because they're tossed down a stair, and it was from a karate kick to the head.
I do love that you kind of suspend reality when you talk about like a show like Cobra Kai. Like never in the world would this ever happen.
That's too bad,
but it's kind of fun.
No, just listen when it's kids on kids. Almost near-death karate. That's what I signed up for.
In the whole show, Danielson is talking about how it's like no violence. This is about mindfulness and bringing your center. And then the very next scene is in the middle of the high school cafeteria, roundhouse kicks to the face.
And it's like a 16-year-old roundhouse kick to the face of another 16-year-old, and it's like two girls.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm way in on Cobra Kai.
What I'm kind of pissed about is they're going like the Harry Potter route, and screw you, Harry Potter, for starting this by breaking stuff up into multiple parts. So the final season, the 6th and final season, right? Part 1 comes out tonight, the first 5 episodes of the 6th and final season. What? Part 2 will come out in a couple months. Part 3 a couple months after that.
So there's going to be 15 episodes.
I think so.
So check it out. Why wouldn't you just make 16 episodes and split this thing into 2 more seasons?
That's a great question, TD.
It seems very odd to me, unless they just want to release them closer together. Maybe that's just the thought process.
I don't know. And I don't care for it particularly. Like, I don't really like it. Like, since we made the switch to streaming world, like it used to be, okay, every episode of every show is coming out all at once.
All at once.
Have fun binging it.
That was the Netflix thing.
And it was perfection.
Yeah, I could just sit there and watch for 10, 12 hours straight.
Now, all of a sudden, it's like, okay, instead of Stranger Things Season 4, you're going to get part 1 of Stranger Things Season 4. Every episode's going to be an hour and a half long.
Season 5.
Well, no, I'm talking about last year.
Oh,
2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago.
Wait, Season 4, didn't they release them all at the same time?
No, it was part 1 of Season 4, and then part 2 of Season 4 a couple months later.
Oh, they're right. God, I love Stranger Things so much. Season 5 is going to be insane, but they better hurry up because these kids are going to be 30 years old.
I think they already are, like 25.
I mean, 11 just got married. So
she's still going to be playing like a 14-year-old in the show.
Exactly. No, Cobra Kai, I'm all about. I'm all in on. You know what I love about Cobra Kai though is Karate Kid was very serious, took itself serious, and it was fine in the 80s. It was corny, and then now they're kind of making fun of the corniness, and it's perfect. It's fine. I actually love it, and it's dumb and it's funny at times, and I honestly don't think they could have done a better job with it.
There's a couple of scenes that hit you pretty hard emotionally, but
yeah,
here's the dumbest thing about that whole universe. It's the easiest kick to block.
Yeah, the crane kick.
Yeah, the main centerpiece of everything. Even the main centerpiece of Cobra Kai, at least the first couple seasons, was the stupid crane kick.
Yeah, that you know a crane kick's coming.
He raises his arms. Yeah, it's the biggest poker tell.
It's just one kick straight in the head, which, by the way, in a tournament, completely illegal. but it's fine. It's fine. You did the crane kick. Oh man. Well, so with the Padres off, let's talk some NFL. We're 48 days and some change away from the NFL. Should we start with Brandon Ayuk?
So TD, Albert Breer, NFL insider, he joins Two Pros and a Cup of Joe every week throughout the entire year because NFL news does not stop. The first question, obviously, was about the two wide receivers and the drama going on between Davante Adams and the Raiders, which is being very much downplayed, and the drama between Brandon Ayuk and the 49ers, which is being very much overplayed.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so he started.
Sort of, because the 49ers and Brandon Ayuk, it does sound like there's a little drama there. I don't know if Davante Adams has drama with the Raiders. Is there?
So
is there
you
intrigue?
say that. Now, Albert Breer this morning came on the air, and the first thing he talked about was Brandon Ayuk. He said he firmly believes Brandon Ayuk will be a 49er this year and well into the future.
All right. So does Vegas, by the way.
Yes. And Albert Breer said that they're probably going to get the long-term done this year. If not, it'll be with a promise to Ayuk that the long-term deal will get done next year.
Ooh, man, I don't like that if I'm Ayuk.
Me neither, because it's the NFL. You can snap your leg in half.
Yeah, exactly.
Exhibit A, right here. Wasn't even in the NFL.
Acorn, a bald shoe, apparently.
And then for Davante Adams, this was the juicy one, TD. He said, and he didn't qualify this. Now, this is his opinion, but he said Davante Adams will not be a Raider in 2025.
2025?
So at the beginning of next season.
Okay, well, that's not going to bode well for an Aaron Rodgers season.
This is the part he qualified. He said maybe this year before the trade deadline.
Okay.
So reading between the lines, it leads you to believe, okay, so the Raiders start the year out and say they have a rough start, right? And they realize Aiden O'Connell ain't it. Gardner Minshew ain't it.
Okay.
That's not a long-term plan. They're not going to get us anything this year.
They'll probably realize that.
They're going to have to reload, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going to have to go into next year's draft with some ammo to get one of the top quarterbacks in next year's draft to start the franchise over again, essentially. A pretty good way to do that is Davante Adams.
But to the Jets, I don't know if that works.
Well, it might not be a great pick, but the Raiders will have a great pick. So having multiple first rounders, your pick is going to be high enough to where getting second
you can
trade pick.
Okay, I got you.
You can then use both picks to move all the way up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they wait that long.
They might not.
I don't know if they wait that long. I don't know if I agree with that one. I think Davante Adams will probably move out of Las Vegas. And I think it's just going to be because there are going to be so many other options for him that are sweeter, even though he's saying the only option that he would take is an Aaron Rodgers option to link back up with him. To me, the other options would be, here's a Super Bowl winning or possible Super Bowl winning team that you could go add to. I could see that any of those scenarios.
So I'm pretty sure, and I heard this yesterday on national radio, but I haven't looked this up myself, so this might be found of misinformationing it. Pretty sure Davante Adams has a no trade clause in his contract with the Raiders, which still has 3 more years on it after this one. So
it's a fat contract.
It's massive. It was a 5-year,
140.
Yeah, crazy, crazy contract for Davante Adams. Maybe it has 2 years after this one on it, but Davante Adams would have to clear wherever he's getting traded to. So he would probably only say the Jets or maybe the Chiefs or maybe the 49ers.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the Jets are his number 1 pick. I'm sure that's what.
They could finish their career together.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams right off into the sunset.
It feels like that would be cool. I mean, as a football fan, as an NFL fan, not a Jets fan, not an Aaron Rodgers fan. I am a Davante Adams fan, though.
I love him. I think he's fantastic.
And Aaron Rodgers does not rub me the wrong way like he does a lot of people. Sometimes I think, okay, buddy, I know you're trying to say something, so you're back in the news. I get it. But I do love to watch Aaron Rodgers. I do love to see him out there playing. I love his competitiveness. I love the fire in him. Some of the whatever. It doesn't matter. He's a cool player, and he's fun for the NFL. I'm down. So I would like to see that happen again because I want to see Davante Adams have a fiery final rest of his couple years of his career.
You see what the Broncos did yesterday?
I did see what the Broncos did. I don't know if that's a good sign.
So as I rub my belly, the Broncos broke off the belly.
Yeah, they did.
The belly gets paid. Quinn Meinerz? Meinerz? Quinn Meinerz?
Yeah. San Francisco Quinn Meinerz?
Sure. Yeah. He got paid. He's started 39 games since being selected out of Wisconsin Whitewater in the third round of the 2021 NFL draft. He signed a 4-year, $80 million contract extension. He is a guard, and we talked about this briefly yesterday. Well, first of all, the dude looks like a monster.
He's huge.
Secondly, in the NFL now, it's quarterbacks first.
Okay.
Guys that protect the quarterback second. Guys that tackle the quarterback third. Wide receivers fourth. That's kind of how it feels like it's going. Maybe the middle two are interchangeable. Like guys who sack the quarterback get paid a little more than guys who protect the quarterback. But those are the only 4 positions getting paid right now.
Well, they broke him off. Yeah, a ton of dough. A 4-year, $80 million contract. That's
for a guard.
Rich
got out of the NFL too early.
Golly, he blew it. We could have so much cool stuff right now.
We'd be doing this show on a yacht.
Golly, sucks. It actually worries me a little bit. I mean, this is what the Broncos, as a Bronco fan, that's what I'm saying. It worries me. The Broncos have to spend money on a guard who's a monster, by the way. I mean, I get it, but you have to spend that kind of money because you have to protect a guy back there.
Who is he protecting?
We don't know yet. Listen, I think Zach Wilson currently is the starter.
Is he number 1 on the depth chart?
I believe so, unless that's changed in the past couple weeks.
So if it is Zach Wilson, it's only going to be Zach Wilson for a few weeks. You would think until Bo Nix gets really acclimated.
Well,
right?
you would think that they would let Zach Wilson go get knocked around a little bit and then bring Bo Nix in on occasion to get him the feel for the pace of the game. Let him get a feel for the rhythm of the offense out there in a real game situation and then bring him in. So it feels like Bo Nix is about a week 4 start to me.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe even first bye week. Like, sometimes they'll wait for that. But
do you think he'll get that far in? I don't even know when their bye week is.
I don't know about the Broncos either. I know the 49ers is week 9. Do you care? Do you care?
Yeah,
do you care?
Listen, that's a good draw on a bye week.
I like that.
Actually. That's a good draw on a bye week. To me, the middle of the season, giving them the break right in the middle is solid. Solid. Let's see.
While you look that up, TD, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, obviously they all reported to camp yesterday, and pretty much everyone for the Chiefs was on time reporting to camp, but they are looking to avoid some of the mistakes they made last year in its season that they won the Super Bowl, by the way. But do you remember, and we talked about it a lot last year, how the Chiefs just didn't look like the Chiefs for the first part of the season? Well, Mahomes acknowledged that and said essentially like one of the big talking points going into this year is to make sure they're actually having fun through the first parts of the season.
Sweet.
Because last year, it was like Mahomes was pissed all the time. Remember, he broke the helmet on the sideline in that really, really cold game?
Yeah.
And it was a kind of a weird vibe around the Chiefs organization, whether it was drop passes or Patrick Mahomes being angry and complaining to refs. Like the Chiefs became not the most fun team in the NFL to watch, which they had been for the previous years until the postseason rolled around. And so Mahomes, the Chiefs, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, seems like there's a concerted effort right now to make sure that they don't lose what makes them special in the regular season this year.
It's going to be tough. I mean, they're trying to three-peat. There's a lot of pressure behind that. There is a lot of pressure. And I mean, think about New England and the undefeated season. You're going to tell me that didn't mean something? You're going to tell me that wasn't weighing on them trying to roll through and win the whole thing? There is a lot of pressure on the Chiefs to three-peat. That is the talk. Can they three-peat? Can they be the first to do it? Will they do it? Look, they're in a good position to do it. The 49ers have a better team, but they don't have Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, listen, I think I would put my money on the Chiefs to do it right now.
Oh.
That's what happens. By the way, Broncos week 14 bye.
Ooh.
It's terrible. Bo Nix will be starting before the bye week.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
And then the final bit of NFL news we got, TD, the Packers. It's so nice to have one team in the NFL without an actual owner, because that's the one team that we get to see their finances.
Right.
So every year around this time, we get to learn how well the NFL did the year before based on what the Packers get in the revenue share. They set a new record. So I compared it to the fact that the Taylor Swift effect is real, because the Packers brought in $402.3 million in national revenue. That means the NFL split nearly $13 billion among the teams. Last year was the first time ever they went over 12 billion. The year before was the first time ever they went over 10 billion in revenue.
Well, you're right. That is the Taylor Swift effect. I mean, that's part of it. That is definitely part of it. More eyeballs on these games mean more revenue for the NFL, because they are selling the games. They're selling the commercials for these games for more money. The Super Bowl commercials were more expensive than they'd ever had been in the history of the NFL. So the Taylor Swift effect is that. If you're adding 2 or 3 million eyeballs on every single game, every single season, well, it's not every single game. It's the Chiefs game. But overall, you're adding 3 million eyeballs. And then having Taylor Swift here again this season, you're going to make that stick. Mm-hmm. You will make that stick. And let's say Taylor Swift breaks up with Travis Kelce. It's over with. One, you'll still have an after effect of Swifties tuning in just to throw hate on Travis Kelce.
Well, and how many Swifties started a fantasy football team for the first time this year?
And you know, it was something of Swifties nifties. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it was Taylor Swift related, is all I'm saying. It is Taylor Swift, tailor-made with Taylor Swift. So
that's not bad.
Thanks. Did that. I think a golf company took it, though.
913 up early and texting often today. Fletch, are you wearing Crocs today? No, I am not. That was a fun day yesterday talking about Crocs.
Well, you are a Croc guy now.
I am a Croc guy. They are fantastic.
Bushlight, Crocs. I don't even know if I know you.
God,
anymore.
I'm white trash.
Who are you?
Also, TD, where are you going on for your vacation? Anywhere fun? Monterey, perhaps?
No, I don't think I'm going anywhere, actually. I think I'm staying home and just building stuff.
TD, wax on, wax off, Ben's Tacoma. Come on, TD. Detail his truck like you detail your truck every single weekend. I would like that.
Yeah. I think I would start with first we need to clay your truck.
We need to what?
Clay it, like a clay bar. Get all the impurities out of it. Then we'll wax it.
Impurities.
Yeah, let's.
She is very pure, TD. Stop trying to prima nocta my truck.
I'm just saying, like I clay my cars at least once a year.
Never even heard of that as an option. Something to do.
You've never clayed a vehicle?
No, I've never clayed a vehicle. I have waxed a vehicle, plenty of them. I've washed plenty of cars. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you had to clay a car.
I've also got this.
Is that like a mud bath for a car?
Basically, yeah. Essentially,
would you ever put yourself in a mud bath?
Absolutely not. Never in a million years. Never in a million years. Would you?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Like up at Glen Ivy?
Yeah, I would absolutely do that.
Wow, that looks absolutely horrific to me.
It looks like it's so relaxing.
It looks like you had to go to work all day while it was raining. You're outside digging ditches, throwing up in the ditches, covering it with dirt. You come home with so much mud on you. You got to leave your boots outside. They ride in the back of the truck, which means you hop in the car with wet feet. Yeah, it's no good. I'm out big time on that. Has she done enough to be considered the MVP of the league? Has she done enough to get enough votes to be MVP of the league? We're going to talk about it coming up next.
This update is presented by Project Clean Water. We will start off with the Padres, who have 1 day left on their All-Star break, and then tomorrow they are in Cleveland taking on the American League leaders, the Cleveland Guardians, to begin a brutal 9-game road trip. Team USA's basketball team beat Serbia yesterday 105-79. They continue to get ready for the Olympics, and the Open has teed off in Scotland at Royal Troon. American Justin Thomas is in the clubhouse at 3 under par, shot a 68 today. He's currently in the lead. Lots of people still to go. Tiger Woods teeing off in a matter of minutes. Want to keep our waterways clean and beautiful? Harsh chemicals from car washing can flow into storm drains, harming our waterways. Choose eco-friendly car washes that properly dispose of the water. From suds to shores, wash your car wisely. Visit projectcleanwater.org for details and tips on how to make a difference. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Thursday, and we got tons of giveaways coming up. We got a pair of tickets to the Outlaw Music Festival, the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on July 29th. Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, John Mellencamp, and more. Tickets at info, Ticketmaster.com. Keep listening for your chance to win. TD, we're pretty close to Tiger teeing off.
We are. And he's, about 10 minutes away? He's going to tee off in this segment.
Yeah, he's teeing off in like 4 minutes, I believe.
4 minutes. Okay. All right. I'm pretty excited about Tiger teeing off. I always get excited when Tiger's playing.
I know, and he always looks really good on the first hole. Just before his muscles all start to fail.
Yeah,
he's walking to the tee.
Oh, he's walking. Yeah. Golly. Listen, does he have a bandana around his neck? This doesn't look like golf attire, really.
It's almost like a ski gaiter.
It totally is. Like if it was COVID, he'd have to pull that thing up over his mouth. Wait, is it a Sunday red scarf?
I think it's like what you used to wear one.
Yeah.
You didn't wear like the N95 mask or whatever. You wore like a gaiter.
Yeah. I was hated because I wore the gaiter.
I thought it looked kind of cool.
Listen, people here said I had to wear an N95 mask and I could not wear a gaiter because it wasn't 100% cotton. However, I purchased a 100% cotton gaiter from Carhartt. And then it had a little spot for a filter. So I took an N95 mask and cut it so it would fit in the thing. So I beat the system.
Because fashion first had to be Carhartt.
That's you darn toot. I wanted people to know, like, this guy's a working man here at the station.
You don't work construction.
Yeah, no, that's hard. I mean, you'd have to actually go do something. Here it's air conditioned and there's a vending machine. What do we watch? Who are we watching here?
That's Wyndham Clark.
Oh, it's Caitlin Clark.
Wyndham Clark.
All right. Well, are you sure not Caitlin?
He's on the Olympic team. Caitlin Clark's not.
Yeah,
for some god-awful reason.
Yeah, I don't get that either. But Caitlin Clark breaks the all-time assist record in last night's game.
I had her more than on Prize Picks, 4 assists.
She was only at 4?
No, I had her more than. I think it was a combined assist and rebound, but it was like 12 combined assists and rebounds.
Well, she killed it, man.
Yeah, 19 assists.
So the record was 18. That was set back in 2020 by, I don't know. Vandersloot was the last name. I can't remember the first name. But it was set back in 2020. She blew it out of the water at 19. Now,
she's impressive as hell, man. And especially you look around the Indiana Fever, it's not like there's a whole lot of scores on that team.
No.
In fact, the team kind of sucks.
Well,
which is why they had the first overall pick, which is why they got Caitlin Clark in the first place, and which is why getting 19 assists in a game where you're surrounded by mediocre talent at best is very impressive.
Now, with a team that's not that great, is she doing enough to get the MVP nod?
Probably not. Now, I say probably not because if this was the NBA, right? Let's just move over to that.
Right.
Generally, best player, best team, unless you set some kind of historic record, like Russell Westbrook when he broke the triple-double record.
Right.
Took Oscar Robertson's down. He was the MVP of the league that year. Now, I don't know what it's like in the WNBA. I really don't. And it might be storyline based more so than in other leagues. But if it's storyline based, Caitlin Clark better be your MVP.
Well, that's the thing. Caitlin Clark is the reason let's be real honest. She is the reason why there are so many people discussing the WNBA.
For sure.
She is the reason why there have been 3-4 times the amount of viewers tuning in to the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is the reason why there are people lined up to get into stadiums to watch the WNBA. That's it. I mean, that is truly it. Now, she has not been the best player of the season. She has not been. So it's, do you do the PR campaign and give it to Caitlin Clark at the moment? Now, maybe this changes here as the season goes on, but do you do a PR campaign and give it to Caitlin Clark to make sure you are appeasing the new fans, to make sure that you are showing off again the showpiece that you have on the WNBA? Or do you actually give it to someone who probably deserves it more than Caitlin Clark? And that person, in my mind, is Angel Reese.
Really?
So how is it not? She's setting records almost every night.
She misses so much, though. Like I feel like Asia Wilson, who just won Female Athlete of the Year, Angel Wilson. And we're gonna pause real quick because
it's just Tiger Woods. Are we gonna take this live? Okay.
Tiger on the tee box, first hole.
Let's drop back to follow this group.
Tiger with 3 wood. This breeze
striped it, baby, down the middle.
Wow.
This is a beauty. Just up the right.
He's going to win this thing.
Short rough off to the right.
Wow. Was yesterday day one?
No, today's day one.
Today's day one. I was going to say.
It might have started at like a little before midnight our time, but today's day one.
That's right. That's why I forget it's out there in Scotland, the birthplace of golf.
How about this? Tiger paired up with Xander Schauffele.
Interesting.
Okay, but I don't know the numbers. Like, it's not. I've been pretty open and honest about this. I have not been sitting down and watching WNBA.
Well, same.
I really haven't. But what I do know is that Angel Reese, her numbers are quite a bit inflated because she's tall and she gets her own rebound a lot because she misses a lot of shots.
That is correct. However, she is, getting triple doubles. I think she has the record for the most in a row, because she was asking for it. I mean, they were feeding her the ball and they had to feed it to her a lot because she missed a lot of shots. However, she's also been a name piece here in the WNBA. She has been the villain to Caitlin Clark. So you need a villain with a hero, right? She's played that role and she continues to play that role. I don't know. I mean, even Shaq came out and talked about it and said it probably should not be Caitlin Clark as MVP, which is weird for me to say, actually. It was almost a given at the beginning of the year. Of course, they're going to make her the MVP.
Well, at least Rookie of the Year, and who knows if she'll even get that. So now you look, and the reason I believe they won't give her either of those awards is because they didn't allow her on the U.S. Olympic team, which is asinine to me, by the way.
Was that the WNBA?
It's whatever the governing body. I'm sure it's all closely related, closely linked. Now, Colin Cowherd has a promo running right now where he talked about this. He's like, why would you, even if she just went and sat the bench, why would you not want to double the viewership for women's basketball in the Olympics?
Absolutely.
Why would you not want to jump on the bandwagon that clearly the WNBA has? Like, they are promoting her like crazy, which as they should be doing.
1,000%. Absolutely. And I mean, this is, if there was a NFL Olympic team and Patrick Mahomes was injured and couldn't play, you'd still put him on the team.
Mm-hmm. Now, the NBA signed their new media rights deal, which is astronomical numbers. We went over that a little bit last week. But a part of that deal, the WNBA is getting a $140 million increase over what they typically get. They're going to get $200 million per year as part of the NBA's recently approved media rights deal. Even with an annual increase of around $140 million, the new number still concerns the executive owners, directors of the WNBA's player union. $140 million more than they've been getting every single year.
That's insane.
And a big part of that is Caitlin Clark.
Oh, yeah. A big part of it. I mean,
the part of it.
That she is the reason. There's nothing else that's changed in the WNBA. Well, okay, Angel Reese, I guess. Angel Reese has changed. I don't think Angel Reese has the draw, which, by the way, bringing a villain into the league without the hero doesn't work. You still have to have the hero there. And I'm not saying that Angel Reese is actually a villain. I'm just saying she's playing that part, and you need that. So, look, I don't know. I mean, absurdity to me on a number of levels if you don't think that Caitlin Clark is the reason why the WNBA is gaining in popularity.
Tiger's in play. He's on the course.
He's in play.
He did not go out of bounds with his first tee shot.
He's never going out of bounds again.
So far, so good. Tiger Woods winning the 152nd Open Championship.
That is a long time.
Since 1860, this tournament's been going on.
That's crazy. Wait, 1850?
1860.
1860.
That was 40, the first Open Championship.
That's 100 and... Wait, so were there years missed?
There must have been, because it is the 152nd Open Championship. That is called the Open. That used to be called the British Open.
Why did it change?
Just the Open. I don't know.
We should do research.
Maybe.
Well, wait. It used to be the British Open, but it was in Scotland?
I don't know. Anything I say right now would be talking out of my behind.
Would you go there and play?
I would go there. I think I'd be too intimidated to play any of these courses. I would just to be able to say, look, it's not like I'm good enough to really play any of the courses around San Diego, but I do that also.
Right.
Like I can't wait to do that next week. Like Steel Canyon is probably too good of a golf course for me to be playing and taking seriously on.
Torrey Pines, when it was set up for the Farmers Insurance Open.
Got our asses kicked.
Dude, if I hit a ball 4 feet in front of me, I couldn't find it in the rough.
Gone forever.
Yeah, it was crazy. Which I don't understand because I could see right where the ball went and I'd walk over there and it was just gone, disappeared.
I mean, we had like 6 transfusions. That was part of it.
Yeah, there was some time leading up to the start of the game that there was a lot of things consumed. It was fun. It was fun.
You coming next Tuesday?
Yeah. I'll be there.
Screw vacation.
Screw vacation. Screw it. I mean, listen, golf with you guys is vacation.
That's a good point, honestly. Like, I'm taking half my day off here, like just to go do that.
I'm in. Is Bill Belichick in? Will he be a coach in the league next year? Does he even want to coach next year? We've got some inside information coming up next. Win yourself $1,000 just by listening. All you have to do is listen for a keyword, then take the keyword over to sportssd.com. Now, your next shot for a grand in your hand coming up in mere minutes, 7 o'clock. Make sure you're tuned in. Bigger City and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Rich away on vacation, well away from us. Apparently, he's still working.
Cheating bastard.
Yeah, just hanging out with other dudes, doing more shows from midnight till 4 a.m.
Some dude named Jason Smith.
Jason Smith.
His Twitter handle is literally, how about a fresca?
Oh, God.
He's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy. He is really a cool guy. But
damn it, they're both cool. Jason Smith, Mike Harmon. I like them both.
God dang it. So much better than us.
No, don't think like that.
Well, listen,
it's self-talk, man.
Listen, it's the All-Star break, and who is not on break? You and me, Fletch.
It's true.
Rich, the All-Star. Listen, we have tickets we're giving away, though. Okay?
Lots of them.
Yeah. Did Rich give away tickets last night?
Nope.
Not
Maybe.
even close. Possibly, but we can't confirm it, but we don't think so. But we got Outlaw Music Festival tickets. They're going to be at the that's going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater July 29th. Willie Nelson, Mom Dylan, John Mellencamp, and a whole lot more. Deets and seats, Ticketmaster.com. Luke Bryan tickets. That's August 8th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. And Niall Horan tickets, also at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That's July 30th. Ticketmaster.com for info and to purchase tickets on all those, or just keep it locked in because we will be giving some away very, very soon.
So lots of people in the Open Championship out of Royal Troon are just teeing off, just starting their rounds, but a lot of people already finished. And you know what I'm noticing is a common finishing number here at Royal Troon.
And that number is?
69.
69.
2 under par. Lots of them.
Is Justin Thomas finished?
He is, yeah. He's in the clubhouse. He's actually in the lead, 3 under par, 68 on the day. Had an excellent round. He's holding the lead. I expected it would have been gone by now.
Wow, there's a target there at the end of the hole. So that if they want to pick up any,
it's a Chiron. That's overlaid on the TV broadcast.
Are you sure that's
not actually there?
No, yeah, I know, but there's a target, like if they want to pick up any, maybe they need a swimsuit or something before the next hole. That's pretty cool.
We need Rich to get back so you can take laps.
What?
Seriously, how intimidating is that though? You look over to the right and it's just the Scottish Sea.
Oh, it's beautiful. Tiger Woods. Oh, it's a long putt. It's a long putt for birdie. It's going to be just to the left of the hole. Yeah, he's in for par. Look, Tiger looks good right now. I'm very impressed with Tiger. Now, Fletch, you brought this up. It's a pretty flat course, so it's not a lot of up and down, not a lot of strain on those Tiger legs.
Unless he ends up hitting out of the fescue that you see lines both fairways, all fairways. And these bunkers are really deep and hard to get in and out of. And I know that sounds silly. It's golf. And what do you really have to do? You just walk up to a ball and hit it. Like, it's not that physically demanding. I promise you it is over the course of 4 days. And like you watch Tiger walking now, no limp, looks normal, looks fine. Mm-hmm. Watch Tiger tomorrow, because by the 4th or 5th hole tomorrow, most likely he's going to be breaking down a little bit, unless he's dramatically improved.
Well, it could be. It definitely could be. You know, I mean, just don't hit it in the bunkers.
I like that. Yeah. That's a great strategy.
That's it. That's all you got to do, Tiger. If you want If you want more tips, let me know. I'll help you out.
But look at this. Like, it's miserable.
That's a lot of rough. I mean, that's not out of bounds. It's 18 inches tall. Man, oh,
and
man.
How did they do that? Oh my god!
Yeah,
golfers are insane.
They're good at this. Bill Belichick was pretty good at being a coach, and then nobody wanted him as a coach this season, so he has some time off. And in that time off, there's been some question of, will he come back? Will somebody want him? Well, now they're saying that this whole tour that he's doing, this likability tour, going to the roast, going to cheerleading competitions with his 23-year-old girlfriend,
going
24-year-old girlfriend. Sorry. 23 is way too much of an age gap for him. Going to these different shows to be on, Fox Sports, whatever, going to games and being very likable is very, very much on purpose. This is a likability tour. He's got to change the narrative on who Bill Belichick is so somebody will pick him up, because he is itching to get back to coaching in 2025.
He's also going to be on a bunch of broadcasts this year. He's signed to be a part of the Inside the NFL group on the NFL Network. And so you're going to see a lot of Bill Belichick this year. Now, when Mike McCarthy, he was in a similar situation, got fired by the Packers or let go by the Packers after the season, and then didn't resign with a new team. He took the opposite approach, disappeared.
Right.
And said, when we did hear from him, it was, I've been in the basement cooking up a new offense. I've been working hard all year, studying film, doing all the blah, blah, blah. Bill Belichick is very much out in the open. And I think that that's the right thing to do for him. I do think that next year he is going to be there's 3 teams. It's the Philadelphia Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, and there's one more that I'm not remembering.
I feel like maybe where Mike McCarthy's currently at.
That was the other one, the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
And so there's 3 teams that are on the Belichick list.
Wait, and you would tell me to take a lap?
No, that was actually Collins from yesterday. I just stole it. But there's 3 teams that are there, and I could see him being with any one of them, because I could see any one of those teams moving on from either Nick Sirianni, Sean McDermott with the Buffalo Bills, or Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that the Dallas Cowboys, though, for money purposes, for showmanship purposes,
legacy
purposes, that
can you imagine if Bill Belichick is the guy to get the Cowboys back to the Super Bowl
with Dak? He's the guy that fixes Dak.
Trey Lance.
Dak? There's no way. I'm sorry. There is no way it's happening with Trey Lance.
ESPN.com this morning, if you click over to their NFL page, the number 1 story on like their features, the summer of Trey.
Okay. What is happening? Are we living in an alternate universe?
I don't know, but we were before, because you used to be so fat.
Yeah, I did used to be fat. And I mean, like Bill Belichick fat. It was crazy. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Bill. Kidding. No,
Bill could probably use some SDFatLoss.com.
Listen, if he wants some tips, if he wants to have a free consultation, go to SDFatLoss.com, Bill, and talk to Wayne and Chloe. Look, before I started SDFatLoss.com, I was overweight. I didn't know where to get started. I didn't know how to get things kick-started. Or maybe I would try a fad diet. And we did. We did Next Level Fit Guy stuff here on the show. We did a fad diet. We would lose a couple pounds. You stop the fad diet, and then all of a sudden you'd gain 3 or 4 pounds back. It was not fun. It was depressing, to be quite honest. Listen, the injection diets, these fad injection diets that are really popular right now, go ahead and try to read the labels. Try to read what you are injecting into your body, because it's going to be difficult. A lot of consonants, not a lot of vowels, doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense to do one of those fad diets either, because you will yo-yo. You'll lose weight, and then you'll gain it right back as soon as you stop. That's where SD Fat Loss comes in, and it's a lot different. You do things the healthy way, you do it the right way, but you still lose weight really, really fast. 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks' time. That's what they told us. We all said, you're crazy. We all surpassed the 30-pound loss mark. I was at 31 in 8 weeks, Rich at 35, Fletch pushing 50 pounds gone with SDFatLoss.com. It works. It works, and you don't have to exercise or count calories or do any of the stuff you don't want to do. And then the best part is when you stop the weight loss phase and you get into the maintenance phase, you keep the weight off. You keep the weight off. It's not the yo-yo diet. So don't mess around. Go to SDFatLoss.com. Sign up for your free consultation today. And then when you do sign up for the program, mention the show here, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and you'll save yourself $200. stfatloss.com. Fletch, before we go, do we want to give away tickets right now?
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, we're going to give away a pair of tickets right now. Which ones you want to do? Outlaw Music Festival?
Sounds good.
Outlaw Music Festival at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. It's happening July 29th. Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, John Mellencamp, and a whole lot more. Tickets and information, go to Ticketmaster.com. By the way, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater will probably have tons of chili dogs that night, so you can suck on them with John Mellencamp. But if you want to suck on those chili dogs and you want the tickets for free, you need to call 877-767-4760. Be caller number 5 at 6:59. That way, if you're listening on the stream, you have a chance to win. Fletch signaling for a lap. I'm going to take one, and then we'll be back after this.
Hour number 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres have one more day left on their All-Star break before they begin a brutal 9-game road trip where they start with the American League leaders, the Cleveland Guardians. Team USA's basketball team beat Serbia yesterday, 105-79. They continue to get ready for the Olympics. And Tiger Woods is on the course. He parred his first hole. He's on his second hole right now. But the story of the day out at Royal Troon in Scotland, Rory McIlroy through 17 holes, 6 over par. He was one of the betting favorites to win the tournament out in Scotland. And yeah, rough start for Rory, who kind of fell apart in the U.S. Open, if you remember. And here in Scotland, falling apart on day one. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
One's new. I'm not used to this here. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Fletch, is this a new royalty-free bed that you added into the mix?
I liked it. Sounds like Morgan Wallen.
It does sound like that.
It's like a little country rock, you know.
Maybe we should send it to Morgan, and he could do us a show intro.
So how about this, TD? And we don't have to stay on this long, but Bryson DeChambeau just finished his round. He won the U.S. Open.
Right.
5 over par on day one. Ooh. Rory McIlroy is going on to the 18th hole right now. 6 over par on day one. Those were the two guys who just battled it out for the U.S. Open in the final round of the major, one of the most memorable golf tournaments we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Both of them in disaster mode here on day one, and here Rory tried to get out of a bunker on 18. They're falling apart.
So Rory in the bunker. Let's see if we can describe this here. This looks like a bomb went off in the middle of a field and left a crater. Rory's standing in it, and there's probably 3 feet of bunker above his head, which he, by the way, just shipped right out of, no problem,
and put it within 3 feet of the hole. I mean, it's incredible what these guys can do. But the up and down nature of golf, man, it feels like watching a Padres season, because both these guys were just competing at the highest level against the best in the world at one of the toughest golf courses in the world on Pinehurst #2, and then they come here and they fall apart.
Yeah.
Wild.
It is wild. Tiger Woods, even currently, he's on hole number 2. He just was putting for birdie and fell short about 2 feet.
In for par.
He's he'll be in for par. Come on,
stay there.
I'm really rooting for Tiger on this.
I would love to see him make the cut and be somewhere in competition on Sunday.
Okay, all right. He's going to have a phenomenal couple days here, though. Mm-hmm. Not just to make the cut, but to get in the right mind space to keep him pushing through for 4 days. Because that's been the problem with Tiger. He's having a good first day, or a decent first day, I guess, and then he starts to fall apart over the next couple.
Now, we did play the audio yesterday. Colin Montgomery, who the old Scottish golfer, who said Tiger should just hang it up. He's not competing anymore. Mm-hmm. This isn't fun to watch. Like, we should remember Tiger as he was, not as he is. And Tiger came back and really dropped the mic on him and said, look, I'm exempt in this tournament till I'm 60 because I'm a former champion. Colin isn't a former champion, so eat it, bro. And Tiger does have every right to play in this tournament. And if he can Mamba mentality kind of click in to be like, screw you, Colin Montgomery, I'm going to go out here and like compete like Tiger Woods, maybe that gives him a little bit of a leg.
Does he still have that ability to click on that Mamba mentality?
I don't think you can turn it off. Like,
I don't think so.
Killers are killers, man. Kobe Bryant was a killer.
Yeah.
And when he would turn it on, even late in his career, like Kobe's final game, we forget, but he dropped 40 points. Like Kobe turned it back on for one final game.
I get it. And I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm good once as I ever was.
Toby Keith.
There it is.
R.I.P. you legend.
Yeah, no kidding. Are you missing the evil Tiger goatee? Would you like to see that come back?
No, Tiger, he, like, even in that soundbite where he was kind of like locking back in, he looked so nice when he said it.
I know.
And for so much of Tiger's career, he hasn't looked nice.
Well, that's where like that killer mentality comes in, though, where it's just straight face, stoic. I'm just going to let you know how it is and cut you to pieces while I do it.
If he plays well today, you'll see it in the post-round press conference.
Ring it. God, I can't wait, man. I can't wait if it happens, I guess. I want that to happen.
Through 2 holes, even.
You
know, if he stays even all day today, it stays even all day tomorrow, that's probably good enough to make the cut.
Woo! Padres off again today. They'll be back in action tomorrow. They are out in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. Matt Waldron on the mound, on the bump for the Padres. 4:10 first pitch. Padres going to go on a 9-game road series here. This is a long stretch.
So they start in Cleveland, the number 1 team in the American League.
That's correct.
Go to Washington, who's in that group of teams with the Padres, who are all fighting for those 3 spots in the National League wild card.
Are they above the Padres, though? Padres are now 1 game out.
Nationals are below them.
Okay.
But just by a few games.
Cool.
And
that could change with a few national wins over the Padres.
Or it could dramatically change with a few Padre wins over the Nationals.
Correct.
Let's think positive here, TD.
It's hard.
And remember, the Washington series, like there's some meaning there because that was the Jerkson Profar flex into the dugout after he hit the walk-off. The next day, he gets thrown at. Manny Machado, everybody, bench is clear. Like, that was a whole thing. And then they go back to Baltimore, who is the second-place team in the American League.
Sweet.
And then they come back home to face the Doyers.
Well, good news is they've played well against good teams.
True.
They played well on the road earlier in the season.
True.
And then that kind of flipped about halfway through these first 99 games, and then they started playing well at home. So maybe after the All-Star break, they just suck again at home, and they're great on the road. They go 9-0.
You know, right after the All-Star break, let's do that. Yeah. But then after 9 games, stop that.
Switch it back up. Look, if they won 9 in a row, they'd be 10 over 500.
So
that would work.
Here's my whole thinking on the Padres right now. In our talk with Kevin Acee, kind of put me into a little bit of a like sobering mindset. And it's not like I've been crazy high on the Padres at all this year, but Kevin, listening to him talk yesterday, made me realize like they don't have enough pitching.
Yeah.
Like they just don't. And so he was referencing the 2021 season quite a bit. And if you remember the 2021 season, it completely fell apart in the second half because of a lack of pitching, because of injuries, because they just didn't have enough. Right now, the Padres do not have enough. So job number 1 for AJ Preller and the front office is to go add innings. And I don't know that you're going to get a top-of-the-line starting pitcher. I don't know that you're going to get a top-of-the-line middle reliever who can go 3 or 4 innings. You just need people. You need arms that aren't going to give up Adam Major runs. You just need arms that can eat innings and keep you in games. And really, that's kind of not a great place to be in as you head to the trade deadline.
Padres are good on even years. So we have that going for us.
2024, baby.
It's 2024. We got that going for us. Also, even number 48 days. 48 days away till the start of the NFL season when things finally get kicked off. 48 days and change, I guess I should say. And it's time to do a little NFL preview. Today, we take a look at the AFC South.
So 48 days, 16 hours, 49 minutes, 36 seconds until week 1 kickoff between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium on GEHIA Field.
That is correct. And it's not Geha.
Nope.
That is not correct. Now, we're also literally 2 weeks away from today to the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, literally. Between the Bears and the Texans.
That's correct.
Who won the AFC South a year ago with rookie sensation CJ Stroud. I don't know, TD. You look at the Texans team, they've added. They got Stephon Diggs, adding to a wide receiver core that was fantastic last year with young guys, Tank Dell, who ended up getting hurt near the end of the year, but Nico Collins, who out of nowhere just had this connection with CJ Stroud, and Noah Brown, who for years was like the Cowboys' 5th receiver. He goes to Houston and automatically he's a wide receiver 2. He has a massive year. Like, what was happening with CJ Stroud and the Texans last year with first-time head coach D'Amico Ryans, who was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers? He goes over, and Houston's offense was incredible to watch a year ago. The Texans, can they repeat?
Is there any part of you that feels like CJ Stroud falls into the sophomore slump?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
Stroud
either.
is the real deal, man. In fact, a lot of times we talk about rookie quarterbacks. If there's a sign of promise in their rookie year, we talk about the second year as the breakout year.
Right.
If CJ Stroud is having a breakout second year, you're talking legit MVP contender.
And here's the deal. With CJ Stroud moving into his second year, which you talk about being a breakout year, a lot of times you're still trying to figure out what the team is going to be. They added some serious pieces to the Texans for CJ Stroud. They added some serious firepower for CJ Stroud. So there's belief there. There's belief not only within the Texans organization, but there's clearly belief in outside of the organization when you have people like Stephon Diggs who go, I want to go play with CJ Stroud. So, I mean, I do not see how the Texans do not win this division, and they win more than 10 games this season.
I think so, too. I think it's an improvement. And who knows, J.J. Watt, who's out there training like a madman, maybe he makes his midseason return. He comes in, the shot of life, the leader, the captain, comes back and plays for him. I think it could be a special season for the Texans.
And all of a sudden, the Texans, they look like they're maybe the number 3 team in the AFC.
Maybe.
That would be insane.
What, you got like Chiefs, Ravens, Texans?
That's about where my head goes. Yeah.
And somewhere in there is Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
So that all depends on his health. The Jets are in there as well. If Devontae Adams goes to the Jets, definitely in there as well. But that also key on Aaron Rodgers' health. How does he look? Can he stay back? Does he blow out another Achilles? I doubt it. I think it's going to be a great year for him. You got the Buffalo Bills, who have arguably gotten worse over the offseason here, but you still have a Josh Allen who was calling him the most overrated quarterback?
Anonymous NFL executive.
Oh, that's right. Anonymous NFL executive.
It's like when you watch a zombie movie. Zombie number 4. This was anonymous NFL executive number 4.
Gotcha. I don't think Josh Allen is overrated.
Me neither.
I think that if you're looking at stats that are poor stats, it's probably because, well, he's out there trying to make plays. So, and look, I understand. Yeah, he gets locked in on a receiver. He's got things he can work on. He's not great at the line, but the guy goes out there and balls every single game.
And you know what's a pretty good way to fix a lot of those things? Having an off season, which he just had.
Right. Yeah.
Josh Allen's going to be great.
Yeah.
Also in the AFC South, the Jaguars and the Colts had the same record a year ago, 9-8, each of them. The Colts went through so much quarterback drama when rookie sensation, another one of them, Anthony Richardson, goes out in week 4 or 5, and Gardner Minshew ends up coming in and sort of saving the day and keeping the boat afloat. The Colts will have Anthony Richardson back, and he showed a lot of promise before he injured his shoulder. I do wonder if they curtail his running a little bit to try to keep him a little healthier so we can see him for a full season. But Colts and Jags seem like very similar teams to me heading into this year, where the Jags have a lot to prove with Trevor Lawrence. He signed the contract. It's time to live up for it. It's year 4 now for Trevor Lawrence. Like, when is he going to become that guy that he was promised to be? And then with the Colts, they have a team, man. They got a good defense. They got a good wide receiver group. You have a quarterback. What can you do to put it together, Shane Steichen, and finally make it work?
Yeah, the Jags and the Colts, I feel the exact same way. Very, very similar here as far as records will probably go this season. Last season, they were both 9-8. It seems like it's going to be about the same to me, except I think the Colts probably fall into that second place position this year. I do not have as much trust in Trevor Lawrence and the Jags as I once did. This may only be a 7-8 win season for them, which would put the Colts at probably a 9 or maybe a 10 win season. Again, the Texans win this division with 11 or 12 wins. That's where I think this thing ends up. And maybe the Colts, like I say, sneak in with 10 wins. Maybe there's, and then the Jags fall short of that.
So the caboose a year ago was the Tennessee Titans. Now this will be the first iteration of the Tennessee Titans without Derrick Henry in the last decade. And that's going to be a little weird to see, not having that Hulk monster behind the quarterback. But the quarterback is a little bit of a Hulk monster. And Will Levis, he is a big dude out of Duke. Dude's got a cannon for an arm. And that's it, man. But DeAndre Hopkins still there. The Titans have some pieces that looks to be like they're in a little bit of a rebuild mode. I don't know that like chief concern among them is winning this year. Chief concern among them is developing Will Levis this year and finding out if he is the guy for the next decade in Tennessee. Because they went a long time, man, between Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill, with sort of being in quarterback limbo and still winning. I got a lot of faith in Mike Vrabel. I really do. This does not feel like the year that the Tennessee Titans are going to do anything all that special.
No, Titans aren't there yet. We are in complete agreement here. Titans are not there yet. They're probably a couple years away from even being there. This is a team that they won 6 last year. If they win 8 this year, it would be wildly successful in my eyes. And that would be blowing out expectations. This is another 5-6 win team. And it's just that they're just rebuilding. They've got They've got new pieces that they have to work on. They've got new things that they have to work out, and they will. I agree. I think the Titans, it's a rebuild year. Don't expect a lot from them. They will continue the caboose. In fact, if this exact scenario played out this year, I wouldn't be that surprised either.
Just a few more wins for the Texans?
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. Yeah. Now, is Will Levis the guy? You like him enough to say he's probably going to be a franchise quarterback?
Listen, I mean, I love him.
So do I.
I love him. I love the workout videos he puts out there. I love it. I love his resume. I love everything he's got going on.
On the field, though, Will Levis, when he comes out last year, he played really well.
I liked it.
I think his first game last year, he had 3 touchdown passes. He has a cannon for an arm. He really does. I know we joke about the whole cannon thing, but Tennessee Titan fans are happy that Will Levis looked as good as he did last year, and they're happy with everything that happened this offseason. AFC South preview. Done.
Speaking of logs, Will Levis. we've seen it. Cannon for an arm.
You got a monologue?
What? Actually, I'm going Padres on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Padres on my morning monologue. Look, it's been an up and down season. Okay. Hovered around 500. We joke about the Padres being on these runs where they start winning and we say they're never going to lose again. They start losing and maybe we'll say they're never going to win again. And they do. They hover around 500. And the thought process here, especially from Rich, who's out on vacation, cheating on us from midnight to 4 a.m. with other guys, it's fine. But Rich saying, you know what, if they can just hover around 500 till the end of this season, you get about 10 games away to the end, and all of a sudden you just start pouring it on and go on a winning streak and then finish the season 6-7 games above 500, you're in the playoffs. You are in. And that's true. That's true. That all works. Right now, during the All-Star break, is the first time that I started to feel a little nervous. Like maybe this doesn't work. And that's because of this road trip that they're on. This 9-game road trip is massively important that they do not implode and get so far behind the 8 ball of 500 that here we go again, just like last season, where they're playing catch up for game after game after game, trying to get back to an even record, which last season for months, and I'm actually saying for months, we went, well, they haven't been at 500 since May 11th. And we did that through June, and we did it through July, and we did it through August, and we did it all the way up till the end of September before they finally caught back up to an even record. I do not want that to happen again, okay? The nerves are too high. It's too much. There's too much going on here. The 9-game road streak, run, game, series, whatever I'm supposed to say here, they need to win this thing, and they need to win it. They need to at least go 5-4. That's what they have to do. They can't get that far behind. I guess they could go 4-5 and they're back at 500, which, you know what, they might. And I guess that still works. That still works in the grand scheme of things, but they can't go on a major losing streak here and fall that far behind. Are you replaying Tiger Woods' putt?
The big cat.
Oh my God.
Just made birdie from off the green.
Wow.
On his third hole. Big cat, 1 under par through 3. Woo. And just made a 35-foot putt off the green. That was a beautiful morning monologue. Well said. Yeah, losing 6 out of 7 before the All-Star break, not ideal because of what you had all after the All-Star break, right?
Right.
If there was a little bit of a cushion, we wouldn't be as worried about this 9-game series. But the fact of the matter is, you're going 9 games on the road against 3 pretty damn good teams, 2 really good teams, and 1 team that has emotional beef with you. So good luck, Padres.
Exactly. Yeah, good luck, Padres. God, Tiger Woods. I mean, I'm getting fired up right now. I'm getting fired up.
Fully out of tension over here, baby.
Yeah. I mean, you look like Will Levis over there.
I'm gonna let that one slide.
As did he. What?
My morning monologue is going to be about finding therapy. So I'm taking care of this house right now, right?
Okay.
And big house, lots of flowers, lots of gardening responsibilities have fallen upon me. And I realized yesterday afternoon, I waited till the sun went down, so it was a little cooler outside. Popped the top, walking around the backyard with flowering cans, watering various gardens, tomatoes, vegetables, lots of raised gardens, lots of little beautiful flowers. I think they had what do they call them? A bougainvillea.
Yeah, bougainvillea. Yeah.
Bougainvillea.
Yeah. Okay.
Plant.
That's like pink.
Tons of water that I had to doll out.
Right. Yes, that's fun.
Walking around, some classic rock music playing in my ears.
There it is.
Watering plants.
Yep.
With a little pup right beside me. Like Brock wouldn't really leave my side while I was doing all this.
Living the dream.
That was the most at peace I've been in a long time.
Do it every night, man.
Like Brandon Ayuk did not enter my head once. It was pretty great, man. And then like I go inside, pop open my phone. I won on Prize Picks. Best night of my life. I'm just like, there are like little things that I know we joke about it. Like, the little things in life.
Okay.
They matter.
What part of this do you need therapy for?
No, that was therapy.
No, that was the therapy. I get that.
It was pretty fantastic.
I'm not kidding. Every single evening after dinner, I go outside and I water plants, which seems like something someone would do who was maybe over 75. And I got to tell you, I'm here for it. I'm in. The air gets cool. You get a nice breeze going. You turn on some music. Maybe you got a drink in the hand, and you're just watering plants.
It was great.
I'm in. I'm not even kidding. I'm completely in on this. 1,000%.
I thought this was going to be like my least favorite part about house sitting was having to do chores around the backyard.
Right.
It's my favorite part by far.
So far. There's 7 dogs, though. That's a lot of dog crap.
Too many dogs. Dude, picking up dog poop is not quite therapeutic. It's more like especially the big dogs. Like big dogs, big turds.
Yeah, no kidding. And with 7, you are probably picking up nonstop.
Yeah, it's like twice a day.
Good God.
And it's a lot.
Do you have one of those tray things that you rake them up into?
It's a Home Depot bucket.
A Home Depot bucket?
Yeah, so it's a Home Depot bucket that he has made his dog turd bucket.
Okay.
And I essentially walk around with a little rake that you can almost like stab the dog poop if it's solid, and it just picks it up and you drop it in. Pick it up, drop it in. Pick it up, drop it in.
Nice.
AirPods are getting some work because Kendall will not be picking up dog poop.
Yeah, Sarah doesn't touch that either. That's my job. That's all me.
So look, about 6 months ago, no more than that. Has this been a year, TD?
We are closing in on a year. Yes.
Year ago.
We're about 2 or 3 weeks away from
because it was I think this was the week last year that I was on vacation.
Oh, right.
And so this week last year, I weighed 278 pounds.
Wow.
278.
My God.
You know what I wake up this morning at? 234.
Woo!
That's SDFatLoss.com.
That's incredible.
I would love to take a lot of credit for it. I really put in the work. I did, but it was SDFatLoss.com because the three of us, we tried so many different fad diets. We went carnivore for a week. We went vegetarian for a week. We did what else? We did Mediterranean. We did a bunch of different diets that all promise you online that you're going to lose a lot of weight and you'll lose it fast. None of them worked. In fact, I think we all gained weight by the end of that little experiment. And then we met Wayne and Chloe at SDFatLoss.com. All of us, immediate success. Within the first couple weeks, we were all down double-digit pounds. By the first couple months, every single one of us had lost over 35 pounds. You can do the same thing, and it's not with any injections. It's not with any gross food. It is good, old-fashioned, healthy dieting that you're making your own food. It's what you want to eat. Wayne and Chloe just tell you how to eat it. So get on over to SDFatLoss.com today. Tell them Big Rich, TD, and Fletch sent you. You're going to save $200 when you sign up for the program, and you are going to lose a ton of weight. We can't promise you the exact same results we had, but if you stick to the program, man, you are going to lose 20, 30, 40 pounds within the first couple months' time. We had the high starting weights, though.
Well, yeah.
If you have a high starting weight, we can pretty much promise you. Get on over to SDFatLoss.com today, especially if you a fatty boom batty, and start losing weight tomorrow. SDFatLoss.com. And when you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app to Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, or any of our shows here on San Diego Sports 760, hit us up on the talkback mic. That's the little microphone icon right next to the play button when you're listening to San Diego Sports 760 on the free iHeartRadio app. And you could leave us a 30-second talkback. We'll play them on the air coming up later in the show. This update is presented by San Diego Parks Foundation. Parks After Dark. Padres have one more day left on their All-Star break before they begin a brutal 9-game road trip where they start with the American League leaders, the Cleveland Guardians. That'll be mañana. Team USA's basketball team beat Serbia yesterday 105-79 as they continue to get ready for the Olympics, and the Open has teed off in Scotland at Royal Troon. Justin Thomas still in the lead, 3 under par. The American. Tiger Woods, though, he's on the prowl, baby. 1 under through 3 holes. Parks After Dark is back this summer. Enjoy free community events for the whole family Thursday to Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. at 5 San Diego Parks. Free music, kids' meals, arts and crafts, games, and more. Visit SanDiegoParksFoundation.org for more information.
Fat Iver's Rib Rack out in Valley Center. You're damn right, Joe Moon. I've been there. That's the local watering hole, buddy. What the heck?
Tell me more.
I was right across the street from Fat Iver's Rib Rack.
I've never heard of this place.
Fat Iver's is basically the only restaurant that's up in Valley Center, unless you're at a casino. It is. I mean, it's like an old school bar with a restaurant attached to it, and they roll out smokers at about 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe earlier on the weekends.
Can we go?
Yeah, we should go. Yeah, Fat Iver's, man. It's they do it. So the prime rib, unbelievable. Their ribs, fantastic. I do not get paid by Fat Iver's, but Fat Iver's, if you're listening, if you would like to pay me just in food, I think that might be illegal, but I'll do it for sure.
That sounds like a hell of a spot. I've never even heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's a little kind of hole in the wall.
Cool spot to belly up.
Yeah, absolutely 1000%. I wish I would have known. I would have bellied up with Joe Moon. I could have bought him a beer.
I also found a misinformation this morning, and you didn't catch me on it, which sucks.
What was it?
I talked about Mike Vrabel, the Tennessee Titans, not head coach. He got fired last year. I completely forgot about that.
Oh, you know what? I did too. I did too.
Completely forgot about that.
Did somebody call you out?
Yeah, somebody on the text line. But
nice.
Brian Callahan is the head coach of the Tennessee Titans now. I completely forgot that Mike Vrabel is not the coach there anymore.
Yeah, that's
and I remember disagreeing with the move at the time. Like, I was thinking, that's a bad move.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Vrabel's a good head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And also, I remember thinking, like, Mike Vrabel's going to be the first one picked up somewhere.
And then he didn't.
He did not.
He's actually like a offensive strategic something with the Cleveland Browns
right,
now.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of the Cleveland Browns, they're going to be Super Bowl winners, okay?
Says who?
Deshaun Watson. It has been guaranteed by Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson he had a 7-on-7 tournament that he puts on here during the offseason. During this 7-on-7 tournament, a high school football team that was part of the tournament, they gave him this championship ring. They had won the championship. They gave him the ring. I don't know if you saw this ring, but it's freaking awesome. The thing is rad. I mean, it looks like a Super Bowl ring. I don't know if it has actual diamonds on the thing. I can't imagine. But it looks like a big old Jostin's ring. But during that, they gave him the ring, and it's basically saying, "Hey, you're part of our championship." And he said, "I promise, I'm going to bring a Super Bowl this season." Do you have the audio to that? Are you pulling that up? I don't
know if it's good enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear it. I just saw it on there either. So I don't know. But that's what he says. He says he's going to bring a Super Bowl to Cleveland this season, and then he said, "I guarantee it."
I'd like to make a bet with you, Deshaun.
Yeah, if we would like to put money on that. Oh, I mean credits. If we would like to put credits on that,
units maybe.
Yeah, units.
Here's the deal: the Cleveland Browns. First things first, Deshaun Watson needs to stay on the field for an entire season.
Yes.
Second, Deshaun Watson needs to look like Deshaun Watson for a season. Like, he has not looked good at the quarterback position since he left the Houston Texans and got embroiled in a life-altering controversy that has not been resolved yet. Still.
Right.
Like, this thing is still going on years later. So Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns quarterback, he's going to be playing this year. He's going to be making a ton of guaranteed money that the Cleveland Browns should have never done, by the way, because that totally jacked up the quarterback market. But now, if Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson, they could have a chance to maybe make the playoffs. And that might be the ceiling for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Deshaun Watson out for a number of games last year, and we had no idea why.
He ended up with some sort of surgery.
Was that confirmed? He had surgery, and that's why he was out, or he was out, and then they went and had him have surgery. It was very strange. We're looking.
He's something with the labrum last year. He did repair the fracture and partial tear of the labrum with surgery.
It was very odd, but you're right. He's got to stay out there for the whole season, and he does have to look like Deshaun Watson. And there's just no way. I mean, there's no way the Cleveland Browns are winning the Super Bowl this year unless something horrific happens to a number of players on a number of different teams.
Now, remember,
that's the only way.
A year ago, Nick Chubb also had one of the most horrific injuries of the NFL season with his knee, and he's planning to return from this ACL, but I don't know that it's even going to happen. He doesn't have the timeline yet for his return. It might not be at the start of this season. Nick Chubb, one of the best running backs in the NFL, may never be the same again because of that injury he sustained last year. So they're also going to be relying upon youth through a lot of this organization. Jerome Ford stepped in last year and did play really well as the running back, but it never was the same because if you go from a Nick Chubb, who was up there with the Christian McCaffreys and the Derrick Henrys and the Saquon Barkleys as one of the best running backs in the NFL, and you go through that injury, you don't know when the return is going to be first and foremost, and Jerome Ford is not Nick Chubb. So we'll see what they got this year. I just don't put any stock in the Cleveland Browns.
So in the AFC North, I would almost say the Cleveland Browns finish last in this division. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers outplay the Browns.
With Russ or with Fields?
I don't know. So that's a combination of the two.
That's the other problem the Browns are going to be facing. You are in a stacked AFC North with the Bengals, who are back to health, who have a great wide receiver group and a great quarterback who's going to be healthy in Joe Burrow. You have
the Bengals, who were not healthy last year and still had 9 wins.
Exactly. Yeah. And who finished last in the division, by the way.
Yeah, there was no losing record in this division.
You have the Steelers, who, if Russell Wilson looks like Russell Wilson of old, could be really good this year because they still have that defense. They still have one of the best head coaches in the NFL.
Might have Brandon Ayuk.
Pause. And Justin Fields, by the way, is no slouch. He just has been in bad situations his whole career. The Ravens added freaking Derrick Henry to a 13-win team from a season ago.
Right.
And still have Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP.
Right.
Like, this is a brutal road to hoe for the Deshaun Watson Cleveland Browns. And I think I agree with you. Yeah. If you had to tell me right now, I would pick the Browns to finish last.
But they'll probably get 9 wins.
Yeah.
But they'll both be in last place in this division. I mean, that's just the crux of it.
By the way, the fact that the Cleveland Browns got 11 wins last year.
Yeah, I was actually shocked when I was just looking that up.
Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year because it was a rotating door at quarterback.
Forgot that happened as well.
And Joe Flacco's elite.
Dude, and they don't have Flacco.
I would rather start Joe Flacco than Deshaun Watson.
Same. Only because of the samples that we've had of Joe Flacco has been better than recent Deshaun Watson. But Deshaun Watson comes with a lot of baggage.
Some text here. Did Mayor Todd Gloria give you guys the key to the city yet? No, we're still waiting on that.
Yeah, no. You know what? Maybe we should call him. It's been a minute since we've talked to him.
TD, does that barbecue place use robot servers?
No, they do not. The servers there, very, very lovely individuals. The bartender there, when I was last there, a bearded cowboy man with the coolest cowboy hat I've ever seen in my life. Cooler than when Rich wears it.
Really?
Yeah.
218. I've been on vacation and I know how radio works. Where's Rich?
What?
Rich is fine. He's also on vacation. He's on the East Coast. If you remember last year, the three of us did this rotating vacation schedule. We're doing it again this year as we get ready for the NFL season, as we get ready for college football.
We need time off.
When the three of us collectively just say goodbye to our families for 6 months.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and we're okay with that. But right now, our families need a week of us.
Weird. So are they. Yeah, it's odd.
In fact, Kendall keeps saying, when's football season again?
It's in 48 days.
16 hours, 18 minutes, 14 seconds.
Well, Aztecs is in 42 days.
Yeah, I got to count down for that.
That is also correct. 42 and some change. Wait for it.
Tell us what tickets we're going to give away next segment, and I will tell you the exact date and time.
I think next segment we should switch it up here, and we should go Niall Horan. Okay, you want to go see Niall Horan at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater July 30th. Ticketmaster.com for deets and seats, or just keep listening for your chance to win those.
Aztecs football countdown to kickoff, 43 days, 16 hours, 17 minutes, 30 seconds. San Diego State,
so close.
Texas A&M Commerce. First look at Sean Lewis's new offense. First look at Aztec Fast. Snapdragon Stadium going to be packed. Get your tickets now. GoAztecs.com. Also at GoAztecs.com, by the way, there is a free event tonight in Mission Valley at Novo, Brazil. John and Jim will be there broadcasting live from 3 to 6. I have confirmed there will be a copy of the game given away.
Oh, there will.
There will be a game. And if you register at GoAztecs.com, you can compete against some Aztecs football players in College Football 25. And if you win enough, guess who you're competing with in Aztecs or in College Football 2025?
Is it Sean Lewis?
It's Sean Lewis. TD, you got to sign up for this.
I got to sign up. I know. I challenged him to a game already, and
he's a gamer.
You're playing against Sean Lewis?
You have an opportunity to.
Dude, that's rad. That's
cool.
super cool, man.
It's going to be an awesome event. So GoAztecs.com. You can register, sign up. It's a free event, but you do have to register at GoAztecs.com and then show up at Novo in Mission Valley tonight. Massive TVs all over the place. Tons of beers on tap. Kombuchas as well if you're into that kind of stuff like John Schaefer. But yeah, head on down. Novo, Mission Valley tonight. Register at GoAztecs.com.
That's a cool place. Cool place to be. You don't want to miss it. Do you ever make bets out on the golf course?
Every time I golf. It's called the buck on the side rule.
Okay. All right. Phil Mickelson made a bet. And I got to tell you, this is the dumbest bet I've ever heard of. I'll explain why here coming up next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760. Rich out on vacation. Yes, actually out on vacation. He will be back with us on Monday, hanging out here in studio, live here in San Diego. He's on the East Coast right now and apparently just decided, you know what, even though I'm not with my guys, with my boys out in SD, I can still do a radio show. Maybe I'll jump on at midnight East Coast time and just go till 4 a.m. What was he doing, by the way? What was the show?
Warnberger.
What was the show he was doing?
Jason Smith and his best friend, Mike Harmon. Mike Harmon was out last night. Rich was in.
Is he out again tonight?
I don't know. I'd be curious to see.
Man, because Rich has been pretty quiet on the text string.
And
maybe we should call him out on it. Just see what he has to say.
Send him the StreamYard thing, see if he gets on.
It's a good idea.
Tiger had a real hot start. Parred the first 2 holes, birdied the third with a 35-foot off the green.
Right.
Bogeyed the 4th, back to even par. And then the 5th was, he's started on the back 9, so it's not the 5th hole, but it's his 5th hole. Really long par 3, where Tiger used to eat the competition on really long par 3s.
Yeah.
He missed the green by quite a bit.
God, it's falling apart fast.
Son,
it's falling apart. It's falling apart fast. Okay. All right.
Now on my Prize Picks entry,
I feel about that.
The Prize Picks entry I made for day 1, I do have Tiger getting more birdies than Phil. That was
total
over today.
Over today.
So that was one of the entries I placed this morning. Was Tiger more birdies than Phil?
Well, currently, if Phil gets 2,
he's not going to do that. Phil sucks.
You suck.
I can't stand Phil Mickelson, dude. I understand, he's from this part of the world.
Why can't you stand him?
He's so annoying.
He didn't used to be.
No, he always has been. Ever since I was a little kid, man. And maybe this is family bias, but nobody in my family likes Phil. Everybody I've worked with in San Diego who knows Phil doesn't like Phil. Phil sucks.
I used to love Phil.
Hefty lefty.
And then maybe that's why I loved him. I am also a hefty lefty.
When he was fat, he was more likable. Skinny Phil, not likable.
I liked Phil a lot. And then recently, or maybe the past couple years, he's been a little bit unlikable. However, some of the decisions he's made, and I'm not with Live Golf so much, but there were things that he was arguing or complaining about with the state of California that I thought he was correct on. So I sided with him, but he was, I don't know, poked at for saying he wanted to leave the state.
There was also a book written a few years ago now, and I can't remember the guy who wrote it, but it outlined a lot of Phil behind the scenes. And Phil behind the scenes, in terms of gambling, actually, is there were times where he was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to certain people.
Yeah.
Now, he's made a lot of money throughout his career.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars to Phil is a lot different than hundreds of thousands of dollars to people just walking around. But it sounds like Phil's made some shady dealings in the past.
Back this television up with Tiger trying to get out of a bunker. Back this up just a little bit before he makes the shot right there. Watch this slip. This is not good. And uh-oh. Little slip in the bunker there. Yeah. We may be seeing Tiger Woods already starting to falter here as he's trying to get out.
You know how you talk about the roller coaster of the Padres season? It's best just not to get on. It's best to just watch from afar. It's going through it with Tiger right now.
It's only 5 holes.
He also had to chip out of that bunker backwards.
So, that's true.
He sent himself further away from the hole on a par 3, meaning he's got to sink this shot from 45 feet away off the green for par. It's going to be tough for him to bogey this hole.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's Tiger. He could change the game here. He could get back in the mindset and right the wrongs. It's a windy day out there in
Scotland.
Scotland.
They're all windy.
You bring up Phil Mickelson, the hefty lefty. He made a bet with who was it again?
Grant Horvath.
Grant Horvath.
He was one of the founding members of Good Golf, which is a stupid popular YouTube channel.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's great.
I watch most of their videos, and then he actually branched off and left the group and signed a deal with TaylorMade along with Micah something, another golf influencer. And they are doing very well. They get a ton of pros to come on their channel. Phil Mickelson, one of the latest.
Well, Phil Mickelson made the bet. He lost the bet, and the bet was, if he lost, he had to wear golf attire while golfing? This is the stupidest bet I've ever heard.
So he had to wear joggers, which have become more popular newer in golf with some of these YouTube channels, and now they get officially licensed gear, and so golf joggers are now allowed in tournaments, and Phil's wearing them today.
So wait, the difference between a pant and a jogger is the jogger has elastic down at the ankle,
and they're more like pregame warm-ups for a basketball player than they are slacks.
The picture of him wearing these things, they look like slacks.
They look like pants.
This is honestly the dumbest bet I've ever heard.
You're not getting an argument from me on this. I agree with you.
Why would this bet even be talked about?
Because Phil thought that he couldn't pull it off, and Grant he has a clothing brand that has these, so I'm sure Phil had to buy them from Grant's clothing line.
I'm sure he paid full price, MSRP.
Yeah, and I think the bet was if Phil won the golf match between the two of them, then Grant was going to have to buy a year worth of Phil's coffee that he sells. This whole article was written, TD, to promote these two brands. And this whole article was written, TD, to get people like us to talk about it and to promote these two brands.
Well, it's working, I guess. The headline, Phil Mickelson forced to wear his new attire at British Open after losing bet with YouTuber. By the way, it's just the Open. Okay, we don't call it the British Open anymore. The British Open in Scotland, the 152nd Open, even though it's been around for 164 years. Wonder why they didn't. COVID's probably got to be in there.
Wait, what are you talking about? Sorry.
It was so if the first British Open was in 1860, that's 164 years ago.
But there's only been 152 of them.
So we're missing 12.
Is there a war?
There's been a few since then,
right?
Shockingly,
one of the world wars, two of them.
There's been two of those.
I'm guessing that probably had something to do with it.
If 1860, I don't know, there was a civil war here in America in that time period.
That too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure COVID golf ran straight through. Like golf didn't really stop.
Never stopped.
I don't think so.
Oh, there's a lot of distancing there.
Right. It's like it is the social distancing game.
It's better if people leave you alone.
Right. That's actually, in fact, if you get within 5 feet of me, I'm hitting you with a golf club.
Yeah, you do not want to be close. That is true. I don't know. This is dumb. Wearing joggers. If you could point at any person, I'd be like, oh wait, are those joggers?
I think a lot of guys do wear them now, but you did it. You did what they wanted you to do. We did what they wanted us to do. We're talking about their brands.
You know what the people want us to do? Give them Niall Horan tickets.
Ow! Ow! That's what makes you beautiful.
North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, July 30th, Ticketmaster.com. If you would like to purchase tickets, if you'd like to win them, and I'm going to say right now, if you have a daughter who was into One Direction, you would be a hero by winning Niall Horan tickets. And you can win them by being caller number 5 at, we'll go 7:59 again, 2 minutes away. 877-767-4760. That's when you dial. That's how you win them. We are going to talk some Padres. We got an important road series coming up. We'll break it down coming up next.
This update is presented by San Diego College of Continuing Education. Padres have one more day left on their All-Star break before they begin a brutal 9-game road trip that begins in Cleveland, who is currently the leader in the American League. Team USA's basketball team took down Serbia yesterday 105-79 as they continue to get ready for the Olympics, and the Open has teed off in Scotland at Royal Troon. American Justin Thomas still at the top of the leaderboard, 3 under par. He finished before we got on air this morning. He shot 68. We'll see if he can hold that lead through the day. Tiger is on the course. Tiger falling apart a little bit here early on after a hot start through the first 3 holes. Rory McIlroy was awful today. I think he finished his round 6 or 7 over par. Stop by the Enroll Fest at San Diego College of Continuing Education July 16th through the 25th at multiple locations. Enroll in free classes to start a career in healthcare, IT, vocational trades, and more. Build a brighter future and visit sdcce.edu for more.
Heading into the final hour here on a Bar Cart Friday Eve. Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Get your at-home bar set up. Courtesy of Keg and Bottle. Just stop by. Ask anyone there working. If you see Tony Kanja, he will definitely set you in the right direction. Everyone there very, very knowledgeable. If you're looking for a kegerator, they can hook you up with one of those as well. They'll come out, service the thing, make sure that's always all taken care of, which football, pro football, 48 days away. So you want to get that kegerator rolling before then. College football starting in just 42 days. The Hall of Fame game literally 2 weeks away today. And if you're looking to really party, Cobra Kai tonight, Netflix, season 6, part 1. There's a lot to that. There's 3 parts of season 6.
I guess so. That's what I read this morning. Who knows how 100% accurate that is? You know who I am. But apparently the first part is 5 episodes. It's going to be released today. And then the next part won't be released until November, I believe.
Is it out right now? So could I start this afternoon?
I don't know the answer to that. I can check for you real quick.
Yeah, if you would like to, if you don't mind, that way I can just get in my head. I actually have to drive out to LAX this afternoon.
I don't think you can watch it while you drive.
No, I wasn't going to do that. I just meant before I leave to go to Los Angeles, maybe I could catch a couple, and then when I get back, I could do the remaining
New
couple
season,
hours.
out now.
It's out now.
Episodes 1 through 5.
Thank God. Listen, there is not enough teenager on teenager violence on TV, so Cobra Kai really, really, fills that void.
Here's the first episode's title. Now, season 5 ended as they were getting ready for war. Am I right?
Was that again?
I believe so.
I don't remember how it ended. I'll have to get the last time on Cobra Kai.
But the first episode is called Peacetime in the Valley. The Miyagi-Do students struggle to put aside past rivalries while training. Oh, that's right. They were getting ready to go to Japan for the big tournament.
Oh, that's right.
For the big tournament in Japan, Johnny and Chosen clash over rebranding the dojo because they come together at the end of the last season. They're getting ready to have both teams ready to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm. I like that Johnny is the cool guy now.
Yeah.
I like liking him more than I like liking Danielson, even though as a kid, Danielson was the hero. But you're right. You mentioned this earlier. The crane kick,
most obvious thing ever.
Yeah, I mean,
you know how you avoid a crane kick?
Just move. Yeah, just turn it. Go to the 1 step to the left, 1 step to the right. Crane kick not getting you on that illegal kick to the face that made Johnny lose whatever the Irvine High School Karate Classic was. Back in 1985.
It's a good show. It's a solid show.
I love it. I honestly think it's fantastic. They've done a great job with it. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're in the middle of high school lunch cafeteria. You get the food. All of a sudden, roundhouse kick to the back of the head.
It happens. I mean, all the time when I was growing up, where people just beat the absolute hell out of each other in high school, and nobody could do anything because those kids, they may kill you if they want to. Roundhouse kick to the face. Roundhouse kick to the face if the Padres lose a bunch of games here on this This is a bad one. I mean, this is a pretty hard 9-game road trip that they're on right now.
Don't ask me to predict what's going to happen because I have no idea. Look, losing 6 out of 7 right before the All-Star break, depleting any cushion that you had, which the Padres did have a pretty nice cushion.
Like 6 over
500.
Season high, 6 over 500, literally 8 days before the All-Star break.
And then you lose 6 out of 7 heading into the All-Star break. And normally you'd be like, okay, there's still 1 game over 500, right? Yeah, sure. But they're going into probably the toughest 11-game stretch of the season where it starts with 9 straight on the road. You got the Cleveland Guardians, who are the first team in the American League right now. And then you got 3 in Washington, a team that you've had beef with this year, that emotions will be high in that series. And then you go to Baltimore. Oh, by the way, Manny Machado played a long time in Baltimore with the Orioles. Oh, by the way, Jackson Merrill's from Baltimore. That's going to be a highly emotional series. Mm-hmm. And then you come back to San Diego to play against the Dodgers on the eve of the trade deadline and on the trade deadline. This 11 games is going to tell you a lot about the future of the San Diego Padres with this season. And you and I got to catch up with our very best friend in the whole wide world, Kevin AC, yesterday. Kevin did not go find the robot bartender like we asked him to, which was lame.
Okay, I don't understand that at all. I mean, it
would have taken 5 minutes.
That was the headline for the Major League Baseball All-Star game, was the robot bartender. That's what was splashing all over the news. And he didn't go see the robot bartender?
Now, before we play a little bit of Kevin, did you see the headline Kevin wrote the other day? It was either yesterday or the day before.
I missed it.
All the Padres exes live in Texas.
Wow.
Because he wrote a big article about all the different Padres who were former Padres who were on the All-Star team.
I'm going to say, Kevin, that's brilliant, man. I mean,
well
God.
Done.
I mean, well done. Golly, that should win an award.
I sent him a text yesterday because a lot of times newspapers will have headline writers who their only job is to write headlines. And I just had a feeling that was actually Kevin who wrote the headline. So I texted him and asked him.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, that was all.
God.
He's proud of that one.
He should be. I mean, that is solid performance.
But it's a really good article. It's about all the different, I think the only one he didn't catch up with who had ties to the Padres organization, who was in Arlington for the All-Star game, was Trey Turner. But everybody else he got, and there was like 10 of them. So well done on you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but he blows it by not going to the robot bartender.
Yeah,
he also blows it by not seeking out Livy Dunn to get an interview. Livy Dunn, by the way. So Livy Dunn, the girlfriend of Paul Skeens.
Way better looking than Paul Skeens.
Well, she is so far out of his league. It's not even close. However, he's a baseball player. He's got a cool mustache, you know.
It's all about 2 miles an hour.
So we do the afternoon show over on 101.5 KGB with Rich out. We've had our new friend Kat Fisher filling in while he's away. We brought up some topic or whatever. I don't know whatever it came up, but Kat said, "Oh, no. Sometimes you can be like a 2 out of 10, but because you have such a great attitude and personality and a lot of confidence, it makes you a 10."
And then right after that, she said, and I always notice like radio guys always have hot wives.
Yeah.
So we took from that, she was calling us 2s.
Correct.
Which I guess I'm okay with because I do have a hot wife.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm a solid 2. I'm a solid 2, and that's
great
cool.
Personality.
That's totally cool.
You got to have something going for you, right?
Livy Dunn, though, is kind of the Taylor Swift here of Major League Baseball, but Major League Baseball not doing a great job of playing that up.
No.
They put her up in the upper deck.
Yeah, she needed to be front and center behind the cameras. You need to be promoting that as much as possible. And they are, I will say, doing a really good job of promoting Paul Skeens because they need to. Like, baseball needs a superstar. And unfortunately, like they tried with Fernando Tatis Jr., right? They really did. Yeah, Every opportunity was in front of Fernando. And he squandered it a couple different ways, both some his fault, some not his fault. But Paul Skeens might be that guy.
Yeah, what's a bummer with MLB, though, is Paul Skeens is probably going to be nearly sat down here.
Yeah, he's going to hit a pitch limit.
Yeah.
They're not going to take risks with the future of the Pirates organization.
Right.
That sucks. It really does.
It really does. It does suck. So, Livy Dunn, though, who goes out to these games in Skeens attire, which I dig, there's something a little bit sweeter about this relationship to me than the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce relationship.
That one feels more transactional, doesn't it?
It does.
That one feels more like a business decision.
Yeah, but I still don't believe that.
I don't know if I do either, but it feels that way.
It does.
And guess what? It is a business transaction. Like we've seen the numbers from the NFL this past year, $400 million per team. in revenue after the fact.
Crazy.
So every team in the NFL got a $400 million check after last season.
I want to be a team in the NFL.
So do I. Okay, where
Kevin
we
AC.
Kevin
Sorry.
Now, Kevin yesterday, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I definitely did. He made a lot of references to a Padres team of recent memory, the 2021 San Diego Padres, led by Jace Tingler, that fizzled out hard in the second half. And a lot of it was because of lack of pitching in the second half of that season. Everybody got injured. Well, the Padres of 2024 are sitting here. Joe Musgrove, injured. He's coming back in August. We don't know how Joe Musgrove's going to look. Yu Darvish, nowhere to be found. He's on the restricted list. He's dealing with a family matter. I think he has the space that he's earned and the trust built up with the Padres organization and fan base to understand that if Yu Darvish is doing this, it's probably something pretty serious and we should all back off. But that leaves a pretty big hole in your starting rotation. So Kevin was talking about the fact that they don't really know what they're getting with Joe Musgrove or if they're getting Yu Darvish back. And here's what he had to say about the 2024 Padres and the 2021 Padres.
Like, honestly, I don't know how they get through the season without this turning into 2021, without more starting pitching. So that is number one. But as I've been saying, like what I hear around the league for more than a month, I lose track of time, but we're maybe at 2 months, is that their number one priority or the thing they've been shopping for the most is relief help. So it certainly seems that pitching will be the name of the game for the trade deadline.
I just realized the noise in the background there. Was he at a diner?
Or robot umpire or robot bartender?
Oh, so he was just lying that he didn't see the robot bartender?
That would be the ultimate Kevin AC move, to do that interview in front of the robot bartender and tell us that he hadn't seen the robot bartender.
That would be awful. He wouldn't do that to us. He loves us.
Probably. The 2021 Padres finished with a 79-83 record, TD.
Okay.
It was also the year that Jace Tingler got the axe, because in 2022, Bob Melvin came in. The 2021 Padres, it was an organizational collapse, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. And by the end of the season, it was because they literally did not have enough starting pitchers to get over the finish line. The 2024 Padres are facing a similar issue. I mean, and you can't go at it with guys like Adam Mazur, unfortunately. Like, I hope the kid ends up being a great Padre. I really do. He's not ready. And so if you're going to go with the plug and play scenario and just try to get innings, and you know what, if they struggle early, they just got to get through 5, because that's what we need right now. Is that acceptable for a Padres fan base who, like, by the way, in 2021, 2.1 million people went to Petco Park for the season? Last year in 2023, they were way over 3 million people. This year, they're going to be over 3 million people again. They probably will set a new attendance record this year. Is that fair to a Padres fan base to just plug and play guys in the starting rotation?
Is it fair? No, it's not really fair, but what are you going to do as a fan? I mean, as a fan, you're backing your team. You're wanting your team to go out there and win. You're going to do everything you can to help your team win as a fan. So look, San Diego, they love the Padres. We love our Padres. So we're going to go out to games. We're going to go cheer them on, to do everything in our power as a fan to make sure that the team has everything they need to succeed. That's what's going to happen. Now, if they don't succeed, does that stop you as a fan from loving your team? No, it does not. I've
lived with the 49ers not succeeding my entire life.
Right. And that will continue to be that way, unfortunately. I'm just saying. No, so look, I'm not going to stop being a Padre fan.
No one is. Right. But the Padres have a path to the World Series in this window. And Kevin also talked about it. He's like, the guys who they're paying need to step up and play well. And then the supplemental pieces need to surprise you. And I just don't know that that's a great strategy, especially when the guys that you're paying to play well aren't even there right now.
Well, yeah, the supplemental pieces are supposed to surprise you. The supplemental pieces are supposed to be the average pieces that if they do well, it's a bonus. It's a bonus. That these supplemental pieces have been what the Padres have had to rely on to win. So without the supplemental pieces, without the pieces that are supposed to be average, overperforming, the Padres are at 500. I mean, because of them. If they weren't there, the Padres are way below 500, and we're not even in the conversation of, are we supposed to be adding pieces here come the trade deadline? Because guess what? Without Profar, without Jackson Merrill, without Solano, without Luis Arraez, this team is sub 500 by a lot because the players that you're supposed to be looking at as superstars, the ones who are being paid to be superstars, have not performed consistently.
Not to mention Matt Waldron and Michael King, who were supposed to be 4 and 5 in this rotation, have been your two most reliable, best starting pitchers this year.
Because your best starting pitchers aren't even there.
Bingo.
They're not even there.
When you look at this trade deadline, which again is 9 games away, 10 games away, 9 games away, they got to do it. They need to add a starting pitcher to this rotation, and it's going to cost a lot, man. It really is. But these next 9 games also tell you whether or not it's worth it to go get a starting pitcher, which having the season boil down to 9 games in the middle of July is kind of a crappy thing to think about, but it really does right now because the players need to tell the front office this team is worth pouring more into and getting rid of more prospects for, and they do have a window to do it, but it needs to be on the backs of Manny Machado. It needs to be Joe Musgrove coming back healthy. It needs Fernando Tatis Jr. coming back and being Fernando Tatis Jr., the guys who you're paying to get this team over the hump and win a World Series. That was Peter Seidler's goal. That was what all of this was about. That was why he put the Padres into literal debt, was to win a World Series. If that goal is not at the front of mind still, I don't know what the Padres are doing, and that window is going to close fast. These contracts are going to age poorly. It's here now. Like, adding a starting pitcher might be the difference just to get into the postseason. And then once you're there, you figure that part out. But they have to do it, and I don't have a ton of faith they will.
So I brought this up last hour during the monologue, this 9-game road stretch here, how important it is. And as I started to break down the numbers, I guess in my head, I went, well, wait, hold on. If they have a losing record on this 9-game road series, which is, it's going to be tough. So 4 wins might be tough, but doable. They go 4 and 5. It is a losing road trip. They're 500.
Exactly 500.
They're 500. And they're 500 coming back to town, basically where they started from, where they've been the entire season, sitting right at 500, which again, now after the 9-game road series here, there's 50 games left. 50 games left. You're sitting at 500. You're sitting in a spot where you could make a run. You just keep it close. You just keep it 500, like Rich says. Rich on vacation out back east. Yeah.
Now the schedule in August lightens up dramatically. Like this is a brutal end of July. Once you get into August after that Dodgers series, it lightens up a lot. There are a lot of wins that you can go out and get.
Because they dominate against teams like the Rockies.
Well, they don't.
Who are terrible.
They get dominated by those. But they do play the Rockies 6 times in 10 days. They play there's another team that really sucks. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates. But you're probably going to face Paul Skeens twice in that match. And so who knows?
Or not.
Or they shut him down.
They shut him down.
The 2021 San Diego Padres that Kevin was referencing finished 79 and 83. Text line 70470. Start your message with team. The 2024 Padres do better or worse than the 2021 Padres by the end of the year.
What was the number you thought for wins at the start of the season?
I thought I said 78, but I guess I said 75.
I think I thought I said 77. I think there's right in that frame there. Which now I think actually they'll do better than that.
So do I.
But I think it may be 81.
And we'll see if that gets you in. I really don't know.
Right. Exactly.
They're in a pivotal moment right now. That's what I do know. And the next 9 games are must-watch TV. All 9 of them.
Absolutely.
All right. He's ready.
Sort of.
TD, you got halftime for us?
Yeah, I got a happy. We'll continue with Padres while we're on Padres. They are out in Cleveland currently. They will play the Guardians tomorrow. A 4:10 start time there. Matt Waldron on the mound. Guardians tied for the second best record in baseball, tied for the first best record in the American League. Padres currently sitting 1 game over 500, only 12 days away from that trade deadline. Tread line? They should just make that one word. That'd be a lot easier. Absolutely. In the WNBA, before I get the scores, Caitlin Clark, she set a new record for the most assists in a single game in WNBA history. 19 was that number. Previously, Courtney Vandersloot held the record with 18 assists in a game for the Chicago Sky versus the Fever. That was back in 2020. In golf, out at Royal Troon in Scotland, the 152nd Open. Underway and rolling now. The fourth and final major of the year, right, Fletch? Tiger Woods on the course. I think he's through 5.
Two over par.
2 over par now. 2 over par. Is he through 7 then?
I'm scrolling.
He must be through 7. I better update that. 2 over par on the round. A rough start for Rory McIlroy, one of the projected winners there. 6 over through the day. And Justin Thomas still in the lead, 3 under. He shot a 68 today. In the NFL, been a lot of speculation on whether or not Brandon Ayuk would remain a 49er. He did request a trade, but insiders saying he will be a 49er. They will lock him up for a long, long time. What you got?
Tiger Woods, 2 over through 5. He's on the 6th hole right now. Brooks Koepka charging 4 birdies in a row after 2 bogeys in a row. He's 2 under par.
Wow.
Justin Thomas is still in the lead at 3 under. Justin Rose in second place, tied with a slew of people, also at 2 under.
How about that?
But Tiger settling down.
Okay.
A couple bad holes.
Okay, there you go. See, we knew it. We knew it would happen. In the WNBA, looking at scores, the Lynx Zelda'd the Dream, 86-79.
Nice.
And the Wingsrid and Dressed the Fever, and I mean they butchered them, 101-93. It's very topical. See what I did?
I saw it. I heard it.
See what I did there?
I didn't lie. That was almost as bad as the national anthem was.
Are you kidding me? That was solid. That was a solid line. That was a solid read. By the way, this is 3 days removed from that terrible national anthem. Ingrid Andress has checked herself into rehab because she said she was drunk out there, so she had to go find help. Good on you. Okay, cool. But now Roseanne Barr sticking up for Ingrid, saying leave her alone. She did her best. Roseanne Barr went out there and butchered the national anthem on purpose at a Padres game. Wow. Who just dropped it? That guy's name, I don't know who it is, but I'm going to say his name is Joey, and his last name is Christensen. Joey Christensen on hole number 10. Who is it, Fletch? You don't even know. You don't even know who the guy is.
I think I do, but hang on.
Come on. He's got his Adidas shirt on, his Titleist hat, and I don't know. It was would you call that a pitch?
It was an eagle from 160 out. I don't know who that is.
I'm telling you, if his name is not Joey Christensen, he should change it.
It was the first hole. I think he is a foreign player. I don't think his name's Joey Christensen.
He looks like a Joey Christensen. Am I wrong? That's all I'm saying. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
How am I wrong? That's not a Joey. I've never seen one. Hey, Patrick Mahomes out at training camp playing football, sort of. We'll explain. Coming up next.
This update is presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. We will start off with the Padres, who are on their final day of rest during the All-Star break. They will be playing tomorrow against the Cleveland Guardians, who are the #1 team in the American League. It's a 9-game road trip for the Pods, and it's a tough one. Team USA's basketball team beat Serbia yesterday, 105-79, as they continue to get ready for the Olympics. And the Open has teed off in Scotland at Royal Troon. American Justin Thomas still at the top of the leaderboard. He's been there all day. 3 under par, 68 in his first round. We will see if he can hold that lead throughout the day. Tiger Woods 2 over on the 5th hole. I believe he has a lengthy par putt coming up. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. It's AutoZone. Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Thursday. The Open continuing on here. Tiger is looking okay. He's looking okay. That's about it.
He's coming back.
Now, TD, we do have a pair of tickets still to see Luke Bryan at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 8th. Deeds and seats, Ticketmaster.com. Keep listening for your chance to win. I would guess.
Sucker for the girl, sucker for the team, sucker for the catfish swimming down deep in the creek.
This segment,
we'll
be giving those tickets away.
I like Luke Bryan this segment. I've hung out with Luke Bryan. Woo! I like this a lot. Whatever we got going on today, royalty free, we're rocking it here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's heavy. It's heavy. Rich will be back with us Monday, out on vacation. Yeah, he's mentioned it. Tiger Woods settling down a little bit here after having a couple bad holes. Look, he's only 2 over. Okay? He can come back. He can do it. Who'd you say was surging right now?
Brooks Koepka, my boy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you hang out with Luke Bryan. I got to hang out with Brooks Koepka one time. By hang out, I mean follow him. I don't think he knew I was there.
Well, see, Luke Bryan knew I was there because I asked for his autograph and he was going to sign Sarah's purse, and she about had a heart attack, and he knew it. He was messing around with her. But it was funny to me that he knew exactly there was no way she wants me to touch her purse, and she did not. Not one bit. Brooks Koepka, nice 2 under currently through 7. Justin Thomas still in the lead, 3 under, shot a 68 for the day. Basically everybody else 69.
Lots of 69s on the board. We like that. But Brooks Koepka bogeyed 2 of his first 3 holes and then 4 straight birdies.
Man,
I wish I was that inconsistently good.
Yeah, no kidding. Here's Tiger setting up for
long par
for par. Long par. Okay,
he needs it.
He's going to check out his line here. No problem. I do think he should have not gone sweater. That's, I think, part of the problem.
I mean, it's windy out there, man.
Looks like he's ditched the scarf, the Sunday red scarf. He's wearing, I believe, non-slip shoes so he can, I guess, work in a kitchen, make some food after the tournament. Those would
be golf shoes, TD.
Those do look like so he misses that putt. You know, if I were him, I'd throw my club.
Tiger's toast.
I would throw my club immediately. So now he's 3 over on the day.
3 over.
It is falling. Oh, he still has the scarf. I thought he ditched the scarf. I do like the non-slip shoes, though. That's cool.
Golf shoes. Those are golf shoes. TD, they're golf shoes.
You
are the only person that just wears like regular Nikes out to a golf course.
Listen, why does everyone say they're regular Nikes? They have a golf logo on them. Okay, those are golf Air Jordans. Gosh, I can't help it if I do things next level, much like Patrick Mahomes, who is out at training camp. Patrick Mahomes showed up at training camp with a television and a PlayStation so he could play NCAA football, college football 25 while at training camp.
Not all heroes wear capes. Now, the Chiefs are in a little bit of a situation here. So last year, if you remember, and we talked about this a lot, TD, the Chiefs did not look like the Chiefs for the first 10 games of the season, 11 games of the season.
Yeah. Like it was a struggle.
They had a real problem with wide receivers who couldn't catch, which is pretty important at that position. And Patrick Mahomes wore those frustrations on his sleeve. So I can almost guarantee you him bringing the TV, him bringing the PlayStation, him bringing college football 25 to the first day of training camp is stating his purpose going into the season, which he and Andy Reid have both spoken about. Travis Kelce less so, but has spoken about. They want to be able to have fun during the first portion of the year this year. Because if you were watching Chiefs football last year, the first portion of the season was not fun. You have Patrick Mahomes throwing hissy fits on the sideline, breaking helmets.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're right there, buddy.
Oh.
You also had Travis Kelce single.
Yeah.
The first half of the year.
Well, he wasn't single. We all thought he was.
He was dating at that time?
They were hiding it, bro. Come on.
They were?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
We all know
yeah, because he went to a concert and then he slid into her DMs.
Correct.
He made a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it.
Bingo.
He did a lot of work to land Taylor Swift, and he did it.
Look, you don't catch the biggest fish by just throwing a rod in. You got to work at it, right? You got to fight it for hours and hours, and then you finally pull it up and you hold that bad boy. I mean, you can't even hold it. You got to hold the winch. The winch gets it out of the water, and you look at it and be like, that's Taylor Swift.
So my TikTok is filled with a bunch of fishing videos, and there's one guy who makes different lures just to see what the fish will actually bite. And there was one that he literally just shaped this thing and it looked like a brown turd with hooks on it. And he caught this gigantic largemouth bass. So they'll eat anything.
So
now,
growing
I'm not
up,
saying Taylor Swift will eat anything. Like she wants a Travis Kelce.
He was the perfect bait.
He was
for the NFL to throw out there and latch onto their prize swordfish. When we were young, we on my uncle's houseboat, it was always whatever the leftovers from dinner. We just throw that on a hook, and usually it was like sausage or kielbasa. Catfish love that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, catfish will eat anything. Catfish will for sure.
And then I eat catfish.
Yeah, do you?
It's good.
Yeah. How do you
good
like
the way
catfish?
Uncle Clay does it? I don't know. However, Uncle Clay does it.
So funerals are basically the family reunions in my family and out in Arkansas.
That's a solid precedent to set.
Like somebody died.
Hey, next time I see you, somebody's going to be dead. It might be me. Might be you. You never know.
That's pretty accurate, actually. Out in Arkansas, where my family from my dad's side of the family. And so when we go out there for funerals / family reunions, there are all-you-can-eat catfish places all over the place. And I mean, it's like 40 different ways to eat catfish.
Fried, boiled, put them in a stew.
Yeah, basically. The only way that I would consume it is fried. Other than that, I'm pretty much out on catfish.
Grilled catfish, when you use the right seasoning, is pretty good.
I'm not a fish guy.
Yeah, I know that about you.
Patrick Mahomes, this is my first year I'm bringing a TV. I haven't brought a TV ever before, but NCAA came out, and I'm going to have to turn it on. I brought a TV for NCAA and the Olympics. The Olympics 8 days away for opening ceremonies. Are you pumped up for the Olympics at all?
I am for certain things. Like, first of all, Simone Biles is a damn national treasure. And if she puts our country on her back again, which I do expect her to, and this will be a great redemption story for her after the last Olympics.
She got the twisties in 2020.
Right. I would like to see Simone Biles be that dominant force, because the closest thing we have to Michael Phelps going into this year is probably Simone Biles.
Yeah. Gymnastics. Unless all of a sudden there's a new hero that emerges.
And maybe there is.
Yeah. And now Simone Biles, I was pretty critical of her when she dropped out. I thought she was doing U.S. dirty, man. And look, I get it. I don't want to get hurt. If you are not in the right headspace, you could kill yourself doing some of the things she does. But my thought was, if you weren't in the right headspace, did it really just come on at the Olympics, or were you heading that direction and you still went to the Olympics? Turns out, it can just come on. It's like the yips. You get the twisties in your head. Your brain does not match up with what you're telling your body to do. So if she was trying to do whatever the, twist into a backflip and handspring, whatever it is, and you miss, you could literally land on your head, break your neck. After talking to one of her old coaches, I interviewed her several years ago. She was breaking down the scoring and said, look, if she decided to compete and she did terrible, it would have hurt the team. Whereas if she just pulls out and it's a scratch, the team does not suffer a point loss. You just don't get her points.
Well, she's back. Hopefully she's dominant. Now, we do know one of the skateboarding Olympians. We got to meet her. She played a beautiful song for us on electric ukulele.
That's correct.
And I'm excited to see how skateboarding looks in the Olympics. Breakdancing, less excited about now that we know what it is.
Yeah, I
A little
really
more
thought
technical than I would have wanted it to
that's what my thought was. I wanted it to be almost like I thought it'd be cool if they made the arena look like it was a back alley
with cardboard cutouts. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's just like a group of people and they're around the cardboard and they're
you
dancing
do the
to the beat.
thing, right?
Yeah, you got to do like, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump. And I'm in. And I'm in. And I'm breakdancing. And I'm breakdancing. But it's a little more gymnasticy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will tell you, what looks like it's going to be badass is the competitive rock climbing. Have you seen the videos?
No.
Have you seen videos of people doing the fast climbs?
Yes, it's insane.
It is electric, dude. I am actually excited to watch that.
Is that new for this year?
That is new.
Okay, that probably will be pretty fun to watch.
You know what was also new for me this year, TD?
What's that?
Prize Picks.
It was new for you this year.
It was new for me this year.
It might have been new for everyone this year. I don't know.
I'm also looking at my Prize Picks history right now. And last night, by the way, I did get a $100 win on the WNBA. Thank you, J Riff, for making the lineup. I followed him exactly. And J Riff is all the way in, by the way. He set like 25 Prize Picks lineups in the last 3 days.
On the WNBA?
A lot of them, yeah. But we did both get a $100 win yesterday. I'm looking right now, TD, and it shows me since I've downloaded Prize Picks, 72 lineups that I've had have won. I have deposited to my bank account over $1,800 from Prize Picks.
Wow.
If you got the skills, man, you can make some serious cash with Prize Picks. Today in the Open I got going right now, Tiger Woods, more birdies than Phil Mickelson head-to-head. Cameron Smith, less birdies than Patrick Cantlay head-to-head because he can't lay. Wyndham Clark, more birdies than Davis Thompson head-to-head. And that's kind of what you get on Prize Picks. It's a variety, right? Whether it is WNBA, whether it's golf, whether it's Padres baseball, whether it's the UFC, like there's something for everybody with the Prize Picks app. And I promise you there's something for you. So get on over to the app today, download it, use promo code DOGS. That is DOGS, promo code DOGS. You're going to get a first deposit match up to $100, meaning if you put $100 in, Prize Picks will also put $100 in. You have $200 to play with. And it's the most fun I've had playing daily fantasy sports. It is the best fantasy sports app on the continent. That's not just me saying that. That is the copy saying that. And it is the #1 rated as well. So if you're ready to play some daily fantasy sports, especially as we head into the dog days of summer and you need baseball to be a little more interesting, get on over to the Prize Picks app today. Download it. Use promo code DOGS and start having a lot of fun, man. And send me your winning lineups. I'd love to see them. Prize Picks. Promo code DOGS. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy. We wrap this thing up. Coming up next.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival happening out at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, September 21st and 20th and the 21st. The lineup continues to grow. Dua Lipa and Halsey added earlier this week. Look, if you want to get tickets, you got to hurry on over to AXS.com. It will sell out fast. Bottom of the barrel. And those Luke Bryan tickets we forgot to give away. Coming up next. Oh, yeah. Big Rich, Seedy, and Fletch on a bar card Friday Eve. Tomorrow we will be tipping some back here without Richie, who has 1 day left of vacation. He'll be back with us on Monday, even though he's apparently out working still, just doing the midnight to 4 a.m. run, overnights with his new best friends, I guess.
How much abuse can two men take?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. If he wasn't so incredibly hot, I don't know if we'd stick around.
I don't think I would.
Yeah, I mean, and a great personality. Super hot, great personality. He's smart. He's got it all, really. He's got it all.
He can't keep getting away with this.
He's not going to have us for long if he continues this. We got Luke Bryan tickets we're going to be giving away here in just a couple minutes. We will give you the time in which to call if you want to go see Luke Bryan. Meanwhile, on a bar card Friday Eve, which we don't know what we're drinking yet, right? I didn't miss anything.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony
This could go like the rest of things, like Rich not here. Maybe just they don't talk to us.
Which, this is very true. So normally we bring this up quite often, but normally when Rich is here, people stop by the studio multiple times during our show. After our show, there will be almost a line of people who want to come in and chit chat with us. When Rich is not here, no visitors.
Ghost town.
No visitors. No one stops by during the show. No one swings by after the show. Sometimes they'll pop their head through the window
to look to see if Rich is here.
Yeah, and when he's not, they walk away.
Right.
Yeah, it's
it'll just be like, "Hi guys.
Oh hey. Rich still out?
Oh, is he going potty?
Yeah. Oh yeah." No. Oh well, we heard him on the radio. Yeah, not with us. Yeah. Not with us.
He was with Jason Smith and Mike Harmon. Bottom of the barrel. Got one.
Bottom of the barrel. What you got for bottom of the barrel?
This is a direct quote from a news source.
Okay.
A feral pig in Australia drank 18 cans of beer, fought a cow, then passed out under a tree. And I'm looking at this feral pig right now.
Hero.
This feral pig looks like he just drank 18 cans of beer, fought a cow, and passed out under a tree.
Do we know if he won in his fight versus the cow?
No idea. I'm telling you, I read the quote.
Dude, so pigs, I mean, they're like all muscle. Well, and I guess really thick skin. But if they're coming at you and they hit you, it's like a bowling ball just taking the pins out.
Growing up, my buddy, his dad had some property out in Snelling, California.
Okay.
Which, if you don't, it's in the middle of California, trees, mountains, stuff like that. They had a real pig problem. Like pigs were everywhere. Feral pigs that just invaded their property, dug up a bunch of roots,
right.
Like really just messed with everything that made them money.
Right.
And so he had a license, free and clear, shoot the pigs.
Okay.
Got to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So he would go out on his like Qdoba, little gator almost, like a four-wheeler that's
fun.
A little more advanced.
A lot of fun.
Tons of fun. But the pistol that he would use when he would go out is not a normal pistol. This thing carried some freaking big old bullets because normal ones don't work on pigs, I guess.
Yeah, well, you'd need something that would pierce their skull. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, that's if we're getting down and dirty, and yeah, I've seen that too, where they carry around like a 45. I mean, the thing is a beast. It's not just a 22. I guess is what we're saying,
right?
But yeah, that's unfortunate for the piggies who were tearing things up. Poor piggies. Hey, do you think that Aaron Rodgers may go back to school? And I'm talking about UCLA, and I'll tell you why.
He went to Cal.
Well, UCLA may be where he wants to go sign up. They're going to build a rooftop garden. Let me see what they're calling this thing again. A living laboratory is what it's called. A rooftop garden on one of the buildings there for a class to study psychedelic drugs. They're going to be taking mushrooms up on a class or up on a building for a class, but also as a way for people to relax.
I do find it very funny that mushrooms not legal.
No,
you're not allowed to take mushrooms unless science.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag science.
Because there are now, I think Harvard has a program that is all about psychedelics and the benefits that it can give for like PTSD. And they have shown some promising results. Cal, I know, has one, and now UCLA apparently getting in on it too, but it's illegal unless science.
Correct. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't understand how this happened.
We should do science.
How could this be science?
It's science.
Okay.
Right. You don't have to go any further than that. Like, have you seen that old Key and Peele sketch when Jordan Peele went into the doctor's office and Michael Keegan Key was his doctor, and he sits down immediately and says, I'm not going to say the word he said, but he talks about a disease that he has.
Okay.
And he's trying to get a weed prescription. And
gotcha.
Keegan Michael Key is like, yeah, why don't you have back pain? Nope. How about, I don't know, something I can't tell, like anxiety?
Yeah.
Nope. I got.
Gotcha. So that's all you have to do for science.
Yeah, science. No questions asked.
You got an update for us here out at Royal Troon?
Tigers falling apart. 4 over.
4 over. Good God. Oh, you know what? Hey, you want to win Luke Bryan tickets? You're going to call in at 8:58. That'll give you 2 minutes and 45 seconds if you are listening on the free iHeartRadio app. Maybe using the talkback mic. We haven't talked about the talkback mic in a minute, but thank you, by the way, Joe Moon, for the talkback on the talkback mic. Get a few of those talkback mics in here.
One more, and we got time for it.
We got time. We got time. Hang on. From the talk. You just want to sneak that in. A douchey dude, Phil Mickelson. Who else do we thank?
Everybody. The roadies, the dogs, the hangers, the bangers. TD. Not rich.
Nope. Yeah, that rhymed. Hey, if you want to win those tickets, be calling number 587-767-4760. In 2 minutes, you will go see Luke Bryan. We'll be back tomorrow on a Bar Car Friday.